What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fight Companion. I am the Fight Analyst, Garrett Kerman, and with me this evening for UFC 265 Fight Companion is my man Ryan Jarrell from Jarrell Sports. What's up, man? How's it going?
What is going on? How are you, my friend? I'm excited for this card.
Oh, hell yeah, man. We're right now dead heat. It's we're at the main card now. Fights have been fucking bananas. We just saw Fiziev, squeak by in a really close decision against Bobby Green. But yeah, how are you liking the fight so far?
I'm loving it, man. There's been a lot of great fights. The one that really stood out to me was that barn burner between Miles Johns and Anderson Dos Santos, and holy cow! I mean, Miles Johns with the KO from hell knocked him unconscious,
Oh
and
man.
it begs the question. We were talking about it a little bit earlier. The last guy to beat Adrian Yanez, surging bantamweight, was Miles Johns. You got to go back, 3 years ago now to the LFA days. So that's a rematch that I'd like to see. I'm not sure if it makes sense right now at this point, just because of Adrian climbing the ranks. But down the line, that could be something that I think, the fans would be winners if we can see a rematch between those guys.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that would be a barn burner because we've seen Giannis get exceptionally better since that fight, and it was a really close split decision. 5 full rounds they went to war, and Johns has gotten much better, especially after the Mara Batista fight. You look at him now; he looks like a brand new fighter. So yeah, I feel like that's really a fight that fight fans will absolutely love. We got some guys coming on soon. I know Brady Hiestand will be with us soon. Tough 29 semi-finalist. We got Terrance McKinney showing up a little bit later in the broadcast. But yeah, we got a star-studded cast joining us. How about that?
Yeah, not bad at all. And this is just the beginning. This is just show number 1. So hopefully we'll be able to do this a lot more and bring a lot of high-level guest analysts here on the show to do this.
Absolutely, because we're gonna watch together. We're just gonna shoot the shit, talk about life and fighting and what's going on in front of us on the fights, and they can also help us maybe cash some bets during the fights. Maybe they see something that we don't, because we will be trying to give you out some live betting opportunities during this main card, and hopefully we'll be doing this, like I said, for more UFC pay-per-views to come. So it's I'm excited for this for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's talk about this first fight before the combatants make their way down to the octagon. Yadong Song, Casey Kenny, bantamweight bout. I know Kenny is the slight favorite. When you look at this fight, Garrett, how do you see this one shaking out?
Oh man, it's a close fight. I feel like it's gonna go the distance for sure. I feel like they're gonna be trading in the center of the octagon. But I feel like Kenny's gonna be able to do enough and mix it in a bit more than Song will be able to do. I heard Song saying that he's gonna go in there and test his grappling and actually do some grappling. So we'll see if he actually does that or not. But I feel like Kenny should be able to out scramble him if he does tend to do that, and I kind of want him to go and try to grapple because I feel like Kenny is the better grappler. We've seen he went up against Merab Dvalishvili and he stood his own. He was only like I think 3 fights in, and I feel like he excels there more. I know Yadong has more punching power, but the dude only has 2 knockouts in the UFC, and they're against lower level competition. Kenny hasn't been knocked out, if I'm not mistaken, and he's fought some high level competition. And then look how good he did against Cruz. He doesn't have to, follow, Yadong in this fight. Yadong is going to come at him, so he's not going to have to chase him around and miss a ton. I feel like he's going to get back into the win column. What do you think?
Yeah, and I feel the same way. Look, I think there are fighters and then there are athletes, and we know the difference. There's definitely plenty of athletes that are in the UFC or in Bellator, these high level promotions. Casey Kenny is a fighter. He's someone, he loves to do this, and I mean, how can you not grow as a mixed martial artist from going toe to toe with the Dominator his last time out? I mean, his fight IQ has to be significantly better than it was, before that fight. So I'm really intrigued to see, what wrinkles he's added to his game. I think he's has an amazing crew around him, coming out of one of the best gyms in the world. So I think this is his fight to lose. But again, fight IQ, he's got to fight smart because Yadong Song is legit. So it's gonna be interesting and fun opening fight to this pay-per-view card.
Yeah, I actually saw some articles saying that, one of their hot takes was that, this opening fight is going to be a dud. It's not going to be exciting. I'm like, yeah, you are crazy. I'm like, these two have firepower. They come forward. They're looking to bang. I don't see how this fight doesn't put in fireworks. I feel like they're just going to go toe to toe in the middle. And Kenny said he's coming forward. And he's going to meet him in the middle. And whether he wants to meet him in the middle or not, we'll see. But I feel like he's going to. And we're going to get a war. We're definitely going to get a war.
Yeah. And I mean, again, Casey Kenny, I'm not sure if how close he is to cracking the top 15. But I mean, to go the distance with Cruz his last time out, lose that split, he's got to be pretty close because Cruz has a number beside his name. So this is important for him. Like he needs to come out here, be firing on all cylinders and win this one. So it's going to be really intriguing. We got Brady on the hook now. Is that him back?
I don't think he's, let me see. No, not quite yet, but he'll be back soon. But yeah, I mean, so far, who other than Miles Johns in the prelims, who has stood out for you?
Well, geez, I mean, how many stoppages has there been? You start right at the beginning with Johnny Munoz Jr. had the RNC over Jamie Simmons. He was impressive. Melissa Gatto, there was a lot of hype behind her coming in here to make this debut against Victoria Leonardo, and I thought she looked really good, but maybe a premature. I mean, premature is not the right word. It's too bad the way that fight ended, with the broken arm. I mean, I know she doesn't want to get a win. She wants to put her opponent out, whether it's via TKO, KO, or sub. So I'm sure she's a little disappointed at just the injury there. But I thought she looked pretty good. Manel Cop, I mean, I like O'Day Osborne. I think he's a stud. And for whatever reason, things just haven't gone his way lately. So you got to tip your cap to Manel Cop. He looked really amazing. He might be maybe my biggest winner on the undercard because I think that's the signature win.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think he was kind of losing up to that point as well, not by much. I feel like he was just he wasn't throwing enough, wasn't landing enough. He was letting O'Day kind of dictate the pace, but once he landed that knee, whoo boy, well, that was a game changer.
Yeah. And O'Day's long, he knows how to use his size and his reach. So, it takes somebody, I would imagine a little bit of time to kind of adjust and get used to that, So I feel like maybe once he got his timing down, he was prepping for that. And then when he landed that knee, I mean, it was flush and it was a good stoppage. I know O'Day didn't like it. He protested a little bit, but it was a good stoppage. You could see his eyes roll in the back of his head. So I think the ref did a good job there.
I don't think it would be anything different. I think he would have pounced on him and finished him with ground and pound. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be. He was dazed. It wouldn't have been any different. There was still time on the clock, so he had enough time to finish it. After that. So I think that was a really good signature win. Finally, he gets into the win column. I mean, he has some really tough luck in his first two fights. That split in his last fight and a fight that I thought he won. But it is what it is. He got the win. He's finally in the win column, even though he missed weight. But it is what it is with that.
I thought it was hysterical. DC on the mic afterwards, basically just kind of taking it from him because he was swearing up a storm and saying that he wanted the fight bonus. And he's like, no, you missed weight. You're not getting a fight bonus if you miss weight. Very well played by the former champ there. One thing I will say before the fighters make their way down to the octagon right now, and I hate saying this, but my biggest loser on the undercard thus far is Karolina Kowalkiewicz, and I'm a big fan of hers. I've always been a big fan of hers, but I thought it was just a bad move for her to it seemed like willingly maybe want to go to the ground with Jessica Penne, and that's her world. And I mean that's not what she wants. I'm not quite sure, what is left for her as a high level fighter at this point if she keeps losing, because at one point she was a title contender. So I'm
Right.
a little disappointed by that performance, and I'm sure she's even more disappointed. Hopefully she can maybe learn from that and turn things around. But that was a big bummer for me because I've always liked her.
Yeah, she's a good fighter, and a good person as well. So it kind of sucks seeing someone go out like that. But I mean, I saw a lot of people betting wise were super confident in Kovacevic. And granted, prime Kovacevic probably would beat the crap out of Jessica Penne, but she was on a crazy downswing. She hasn't won a round of MMA in like 4 years. I think 11 straight rounds she lost. So going into that fight, I kind of was like kind of iffy. I didn't want to take Penne because I don't ever want to bet on her, whether she's a dog or not.
Mhm.
But to be overconfident in Kovacevic is I just didn't like that, and I felt like she didn't intentionally follow her to her back. I felt like she tried to reach and punch her while standing, and she just kind of like, oh shit, I'm falling over, and she just fell kind of into it, and then that was all she wrote from there.
Yeah. Well, either way, that's not what she wanted, and
Definitely not.
for someone that was as high as she was in the rankings at one point, it's just kind of a letdown to see them continue to make that slide. So hopefully she can turn it around.
Yeah, or if she's even allowed to turn it around. I don't know if she even be in the UFC after
Yeah.
this. You're talking about 5 straight losses, and she's been finished, I think, in 2 or 3 of those losses, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah, and she went down to American Top Team to kind of, right her wrong, get better, train with Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and I just it didn't seem to work. It really didn't.
Speaking of which, did you see the grapefruit size welt on the leg of Ed Herman
Oh
with
man,
that Alonzo Menafield fight? How,
that
how
was
many
bad.
could you take one leg kick from Alonzo Menafield without falling down and not being able to walk for a week?
Uh,
I couldn't.
maybe a month. I'm pretty sure he would break and shatter my calf in half with just one.
Yeah. He's got legs like an NFL fullback. I mean, goodness gracious, that guy is built like a brick shit house.
I just don't know how Herman has the chin to withstand all of that. I don't, especially at 40 years old.
Yeah, shout out to the old guys. Ed Herman at 40 years old, still doing it at a high level, and he had some moments. He had Menafield rocked at one point, and
He did.
Yeah, he couldn't capitalize. But I mean, Ed Herman's one of them fighters that Dana White loves, and he wants to keep inside of the UFC roster. So I'm sure Ed'll be back as soon as he's healed up and they find him the right fight. He'll be back. And I liked what he said about not wanting to fight on a UFC a Vegas card. He wanted to fight with the fans, and fighters, I think most fighters, they feed off of that energy, and it makes them the best version of themselves come fight night. So I really like that he said that, and I know a lot of other fighters feel the same way.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, he's a fan favorite, and there's no doubt about it. And I agree with that. Everybody likes him. He's tough as nails. He'll come forward. He's a gritty veteran. I mean, he doesn't get put out. So who doesn't want to see him? Even at 40 years old, that man can fight. He can scrap with all these youngins. I mean, he's not old, and that dude is a brick house. Like I said, I don't know how he didn't get knocked out. Anybody else where Menafield lands a flush right hand on that chin, they're going to sleep.
Was Herman on season 1 of The Ultimate Fighter? It's been that long. I know he was on Tough, but I can't remember.
I think he was on the Tough 3.
Tough 3.
I think.
Man.
I'm not entirely sure.
I know he made his UFC debut in 2006. That just goes to show you the longevity of him. It's incredible.
Bro, that was like around the time I started watching. I think I started watching around Tough 1. So, yeah, 2004, 2005. So, yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Man, the good old days. And look where we are now. Look how huge the UFC has gotten since then. Can you believe it?
I can. I really can. I mean, I was one of them hardcores back in the day. And my father was a really good state champion high school wrestler, and it got me into it really young. And I always thought, I mean, geez, this sport should be getting more attention. And I mean, I'm not surprised that we're here where we are today, but it is quite a journey to get to where we're at. I mean, even back in like 2008, when GSP and BJ Penn were the biggest stars in the sport. I thought it was big then. Well, it pales in comparison to where it's at now, and I think it's just going to keep getting bigger and better.
Oh, absolutely. Do we see a black belt there on his coach from Casey Kenny?
It kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
Right. Did he just get his black belt prior to this fight?
If he did, I didn't hear about it. Maybe they're planning on awarding him a black belt tonight after he gets a win.
Bro, that would be nice. That nice little, a little paycheck, double paycheck. Gets a win, a very signature win, a good win, and then gets his black belt afterwards. That's not bad.
I interviewed Casey a couple weeks ago before this fight, and he is supremely confident. I mean, that's no surprise, right? I mean, he's a very, very confident guy, but he likes this matchup, and he truly believes that, we were talking before we went live, this is his fight to lose. He believes that. And, it's going to be really interesting. We were saying earlier too, like, this is an important fight for him. After that split loss to Dominic Cruz, he doesn't want to lose another one. He wants to kind of show that he belongs in that upper echelon, and he did show it a little bit with Cruz. And this is, I don't want to say a must win for him, but I feel like maybe it is in a sense, just because you don't want to start to backpedal once you have a little bit of momentum behind your name.
Right. And then you look at Yadong. He was gifted a win against Vera. He was gifted a draw against Stamen, and then he lost soundly to Kyler Phillips. So in come Kenny, this dude should be on a 3-fight losing streak. Yadong, he realistically should be on a 3-fight losing streak, and I think Kenny, albeit I know he lost to Cruz, very close fight, and Cruz is still a legend in this sport. Even at his day and age, it's hard to game plan with a guy that uses the kind of footwork and everything like that. So it's really tough. Hey, what's up, BJ? What is up, my man? Thank you for showing up, hanging out with us, watching some fights. It's a good time. It's a good time to be here. Lots of good fights tonight. I'm very excited for this main card. It's gonna be a good one. And then I know we got some guests showing up a little bit later. They're getting a little situated. I know Brady might not be on the entire time because he kind of watches on his phone, and he realizes he only has his phone to be on here and there at the same time. So it is what it is. And
we'll have.
Yep.
I was going to say we'll have Terrance McKinney for the co-main and main event fight, so it'll be nice to have him. Obviously, after that, huge KO, the 6-second KO there in his UFC debut.
Oh yeah, man, that's it's gonna be good. And yes, the pay-per-view has just started right now. Yadong is the most handsome guy in the UFC according to BJ over here. But yeah, dude is he's a handsome guy over there from Team Alpha Male. But they usually breed those type of chiseled guys over there in Sacramento. Oh man, here we go. Damn, he's only 23 years old.
Wow,
bro, and he's got a lot of fights. He's got like 20 fights.
I love the fact that he's training at Team Alpha Male with Uriah. Uriah just seems like one of those guys that would just be cool to hang out with. I don't know why, but do you agree with me? He just seems...
Absolutely. He just looks like a chill ass dude. The surfer dude, the surfer boy.
Right.
That's exactly what he looks like.
And a badass to boot. He can surf with you, then kick your ass after if he needs to.
That's for damn sure. I think Team Alpha Male has a splash of vanity as a requirement. I think he might be right. Oh man, it's gonna be a good one. I'm really looking forward to this fight. I mean, pretty much every fight on the main card is a banger. Even Torres versus Hill, that's gonna be a really good rematch.
Tiny tornado. Yeah, I mean that really
she's
should
looking
be
good. Bro, I didn't know how young she was. She's my age. She's 31 years old. She's in her prime right now, and she's looking the best she's ever had.
She's one of those fighters that, I don't know what it is. I think it's probably just her size. I never expect her to go out there and look as good as she does. And she always just blows my mind just how good she is. Like she
Right.
is such a talented fighter, and this rematch with Hill's a big one. I'm looking forward to that fight.
And I didn't know how much older Hill was.
Yeah,
Hill
she's
is
38, right?
I think she's 36,
36.
36. But still, she looks young. She doesn't look 36. I thought she was like, early 30s. I'm
Kenny's
like,
utilizing a lot of those leg kicks early on, trying to keep Yadong at bay.
oh man. I know I'm gonna be definitely a little bit behind you. I'm probably like at least like 10 seconds, 15 seconds behind you.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you're good. No, it's not a big deal. You can do the play by. We'll watch as we go. You might go, oh, something happens before me, but we'll see.
Well, right now Kenny's using a lot of leg kicks and trying to, push Yadong back, but Yadong just came forward with a couple of bombs.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be hard for him to really to really make Yadong just go back the entire fight. Yadong is willing to just throw caution to the wind and come forward and just bite down on mouthpiece and just go crazy like he's kind of doing.
Right now, Casey's trying to push him towards the fence. I'm sure he's going to try and get a takedown if he can. Maybe get that black belt we were talking about earlier.
I would hope so. Like I said, I feel like he's the better grappler here. I think he can really showcase his grappling against Yadong. That really doesn't he doesn't defend takedowns well. We've seen it in the past. I think he can do it here. Stamen was able to take him down numerous times, but the level of wrestler that Stamen is.
I'll tell you, Song's hands are fast. They're lightning quick.
Man, it's a tough fight. I feel like this is going to go the distance. So I feel like as far as betting wise, taking either one of these two on the distance prop is pretty good because I think I got Kenny by decision at plus 175, and I think Yadong by decision was plus 230. So either one of those would have been pretty good.
They're exchanging leg kicks right there, and then Kenny was doing a little showmanship, shaking his head, showing his mouthpiece that he wasn't hurt. I'll say Yadong Song looks pretty good thus far, and I say that, and then Kenny just probably landed the best shot of the fight so far, a clean overhand left.
Where the hell is I know live betting? Where the hell is all my live betting right now? I just want to see some live bets. Okay, screw baseball. I don't want golf. There we go. There's my UFC.
Kenny's controlling the center of the octagon, which, as you know, if you're pushing your opponent back, that looks good in the eyes of the judges.
Right. Let me see. Right now, the line is set at minus 139 for Yadong, and Kenny is a plus 100 underdog at the moment. But we really don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it's close. It's pretty much back and forth throughout this entire fight thus far.
Yeah, definitely a very close first round.
Oh man, they're going at it. You're just trading in the center. 0 takedowns have been attempted on either side, and we might not see a single takedown attempted. Oof.
Kenny missed on a spinning heel kick there.
Oh, man.
I'll tell you what, I like Song's movement. He looks pretty darn good, and I feel like Team Alpha Male Uriah Faber probably has just a little something to do with that.
Oh yeah, I feel like they kind of.
Kenny landed him a big shot. He's got him down now. He's on top. He's in half control, and Song's back up to his feet right now. But Kenny's got a hold of his, looks like a head and arm, but Song's out now. They're up against the cage. That was a nice little exchange, and you could tell that Song really had no issues getting back up to his feet. It's pretty telling.
Yeah, I'm definitely like at least like 30, 40 seconds behind you.
Really?
Yeah, no, you're good though. Don't sweat it. I'll get there. I'll see what happens. Oh, yeah, there it is. So we'll have like a 30-second reaction time between some of these fights.
I wonder how that's going to be when Terrance and or Brady get on. We could all be like in different.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody's gonna be like, oh.
Yeah.
Like at different parts of the fight that were like everyone were like, what the hell's going on?
Well, the first round just came to an end for me, and Kenny's raising his hands like he's happy, but he's got some blood coming from the bridge of his nose.
Yeah, I see he's got a little cut there. I don't know. Who do you think won that round? Oh, we got Brady. We got our man. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's going on? Welcome.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
thank you for being here.
Just chilling. Yeah, for sure. I'm blessed to be here. It's actually luckily I'm at Buffalo, so I get to watch the fights and talk with you about it.
Oh, dope.
Perfect.
I like it.
Perfect. So Buffalo Wild Wings, huh?
So I'm just out on the patio right now watching some fights. This is a good one so far. Dude, I was excited to see Young Sung Dong.
How's who do you got winning that first round?
I don't know. It was kind of a weird one. It was pretty close. What do you guys have? What are you guys thinking?
If you got a coin, you can flip it, and it can land on heads or tails. I think either guy. It was so close. We were talking about it, and especially with judges.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm like, that was so close.
Yeah, I don't know who won. I mean, like maybe we can go with Kenny just because of that knockdown, but it wasn't really like a knockdown. But we don't know what these judges are really going to look at the end of the day. Right now, it's a pick 'em.
I think it might go towards him just simply because it was kind of a knockdown, even though it wasn't. But know, one judge might see it as oh, he just got hit, or another guy might see it as like, oh, it was an accident. But that's the weird thing about the judges, right?
Right, that's true.
Absolutely.
But let's talk a little bit about you while you were with us. So how's how was the experience on Tough?
Oh, it was a cool experience. Honestly, I enjoyed it. It was kind of like a escape because I didn't have my phone. You don't have books, music, TV, anything. Only thing you can do is talk to the other guys and like write in a journal. And so it was kind of a cool experience. It was kind of like a cleanse. You got away from all the bullshit from normal life, and I kind of liked it. It was kind of cool. Plus he was doing what I love to do, which is train and fight.
How difficult is it to be in a house filled with guys that are professional fighters for a living, and you guys are all training to beat one another up? I mean, that's got to be a pretty difficult dynamic to manage when you're living there and then you're training to fight these guys on a day-to-day basis.
Dude, yeah, it was pretty interesting. That honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, the hardest part is not the people on the other team. It was the people it was kind of almost like at least the first week, it was kind of weird training with these guys that you could possibly fight. Like, even though they're on your team and you're definitely not going to fight them in the first round, but you're like kind of eyeing them because you're like, maybe I might fight them later in the competition, And so it was like everyone's like holding back a little bit, and everyone's just like, kind of doing their own thing. But so that was kind of the weirdest part of it. But it's weird how used to it you get, and you're so involved that it just becomes normal.
How did you deal with the cameras around all the time? Because I got to imagine that must be difficult for some guys, maybe more difficult than it is for others. How is that for you? Like every time you turn around a corner, there's 3 or 4 cameras in your face.
Yeah, it was definitely it was, like I said, it was really weird at first. You get a little bit more used to it as it goes on. But I always tell people, whenever I get asked this question, I always tell them the story. Because you get a roommate in the house, and my roommate was Josh. And so we would always when you're getting ready for bed, you could be like laying in bed and you're like just talking to your buddy. And, whenever we would talk about anything interesting, like the fights coming up, or even when we were about to fight, like literally a guy with a camera and a guy with a boom mic would like walk into our room and like start filming us as soon as we started talking about something interesting. And the guy with a boom mic would like stretch the boom mic over our beds as I'm laying there trying to like chill out. And I'm like, this is so weird. It's the weirdest thing ever. So yeah, it definitely was something to get used to. And I'm like checking. I'm like, I just woke up and I'm like barely know what's going on. And then there's a camera in my face. I'm like, oh, I probably look like crazy right now. Or I'm saying stuff. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird for sure.
I had to say to you, man, I really have the utmost respect for what you do as a firefighter. When I was 10 years old, we had an electrical fire and my house burnt down. And if it wasn't for my dad being awake to get us out of the house, we all would have died from smoke inhalation. And the fire crew in my hometown, they came and basically saved our house and got our pets out. You guys are true heroes. So I just wanted to say that real quick. It's commend you for that.
Dude, I thank you. I appreciate it. And that's the same thing. I have stories like that. Like there's like firemen are there to help you, and that's why I like doing it, because it gives you the opportunity to help someone. Like the firemen are called on like someone's worst day, and so that's like when you gotta go and you gotta help them out and be there. But it's not me. It's like they train us, and it's all these people that have been there before us that have like trained us and got you good on medical and learned about all these fire things. And so it's just like a skill. You learn the skill, and it's cool. But no, thank you. I appreciate that. I love doing it. Just like I love fighting, I love doing the fire department. It's honestly a passion of mine.
Yeah, it's amazing.
How do you juggle both, fighting and being a firefighter?
So it's pretty cool. Like, so in the situation, I'm not like a full-time like a career firefighter. There's this at my district. They do this program called a resident firefighter. So I have to work a total of 5 24-hour shifts a month, and then I live there full time. So if I'm there and they need me, like I'll help them out and hop on calls. But it kind of leaves my schedule open for a lot of training, because I only have to work one day out of the week. And it helps with my financial, because I don't have to pay for a place to live, and I actually get a little bit of cash on the side. So it's a cool situation, good balance, because it's fun for me to go and work on shift, because I'm doing stuff I like to do. I'm helping people. I'm around cool guys. But it's also, the schedule is really nice for training, because I can mold it around my training schedule, because I can pick my shifts as well. And so honestly, they work really well together.
No doubt. How did you score that second round? What did you think of that one?
Oh. Sorry, you're kind of cutting out a little bit. I didn't hear what you said.
Just asking how you scored that second round. I don't know if you can hear me. It looks like you're frozen right now.
Yeah, a little bit. Might be
really bad
connection.
Maybe I'm gonna log out and then try to log back in.
All right. Right now, Song is a -168 favorite, and the comeback in Kenny is a +120 underdog. So they pretty much think that Song is pretty much taking over this fight based on the betting odds. Right now, it's -185, and it's steadily climbing. So I'm assuming that it's 1-1 going into this last round. But anything could happen.
Seems like on Twitter after that first round, a lot of the MMA journalists that were tweeting about it believe that Song won round one. So, it's really interesting. You just never really know what people are looking for, because it seemed like maybe after the first round, Casey was ahead, right? I mean, that's what you were looking at for the odds. So, maybe Casey won round one and Song won round two, but even the beginning of this third round, it's close. I mean, they're just standing in the middle and trading back and forth.
Yeah, I feel like Song's kind of getting the better of the exchanges, though, a little bit. I feel like he's the one that's eluding more as well.
Quick hands, man.
Yeah, he's looking really sharp. But Kenny's still landing too, so it's it's anybody's guess who's really winning this fight. And at the end of the day, in a close fight like this, you really don't know who's going to win. Especially in a town called Houston, Texas, and the judging there, we don't know if they're going to go with the Chinese fighter or the American.
Mm-hmm.
You know how crazy it is that we have to think about whether the judges are going to be biased due to the country that they're in as well.
I was interviewing Adrian Yanez recently. He's a Houston boy himself, and anyone that knows MMA knows exactly who he is. And he said that he believes there should be open scoring. That should be implemented soon, where fighters actually know where they stand going into a second and a third round. So maybe they can turn it up, or they can fight safe if need be, depending on, if they did a lot of damage in the first or second. And I totally agree. I feel like that would make a lot of sense, moving forward to fix some of these judging controversies, and there's just far too many of them.
Right. It may let fighters know how they're doing and, on the judges' scorecards, but at the end of the day, the judges are going to judge the way that they want, whether, they pick it up or not. They're still going to be terrible at what they do. Right now, right before, we were talking, Yadong was at a minus 320 favorite. So I'm expecting Song to probably win this fight.
Yeah, he's really turning up, especially in the last minute or so. Casey finally went for a takedown, and that failed miserably. Yeah, Song looks really good, man. And,
yeah, he's fresh. He's probably gonna to get this W here, get back on the win column. This is arguably his best his best performance that we've seen in probably like a year or so from him.
I think I'd have to agree.
Yeah, because he looked bad against Phillips. He looked bad against Vera. He looked bad against Damon. And but then again, Kenny kind of just let him fight his fight. He didn't mix it up. He just was standing in the pocket and just kind of trading and just eating a bunch of shots.
Yeah, and Casey has a good wrestling pedigree. I'm surprised that he didn't, I guess, make more of an effort to really try to get it to the ground and force him up against the cage. But honestly, like even right now, he looks like he's gassed. Like he looks like he's tired and breathing heavier than he normally would at this point, and his nose is busted up. So it makes me wonder if maybe he could have some breathing issues because of the nose being busted.
Yeah, that could be. Plus, he's also throwing heavy heat throughout this entire, this fight. He's not going easy like he would like somebody else, like a Cruz, because Cruz isn't coming forward and he's not, throwing hands with him like that. So he's not really getting touched up like Song's really touching him up.
The whole left side of Casey Kenny's body is beat lobster red.
Right. Yeah, I see that.
Awful.
Damn, that's because of those kicks and that, and yeah, Kenny's a little done here. I feel like
he's finally got him on the ground. He's in half mount, and just as time runs out, so a little too late for Mr. Kenny. I think it's crystal clear that Song Yadong won this fight.
Yeah, at least 29-28 or 30-27 at the least. Damn. Had Kenny by decision. Didn't look so good, unfortunately.
It's definitely a very disappointing loss for Casey Kenny.
Definitely is.
But you got to talk about the upside of Song Yadong. I mean, a signature win over Kenny, like where does that put him now? I mean, I thought that Casey Kenny was right on the outside of the top 15 looking in.
He was.
So
he really was.
Yeah.
And that was his this was supposed to be his coming out fight, but unfortunately it wasn't his night.
Who would make sense for Song next? If is there any fighters that come to mind that you feel like would be a good next test for him in the division?
Man, I'm trying to think of who's kind of like a step up. That's like fringe top 15. I can't really think of the the rankings off the top of my head, to be honest. Who's at the tail end of the top 15?
I can tell you. Give me one sec. Tail end of the top 15. I mean, you got Cody Stamen at 15, Kyler Phillips 14, Marlon Vera 13, Jimmy Rivera.
It's crazy that he fought all three of those guys.
Yeah.
And I think he lost all three.
Man, you cracked the top 15 and it's nothing but studs.
Bro, like even the top 20, like top 25, I mean, Bantamweight is the most stacked division in the UFC, and it's not even close. And I like the bantamweight division back when Cruz and and Faber were running the show.
Yeah.
Man, you look at the stats, and it looked like Song won all 3 rounds. To be honest with you,
Casey Kenny's got his hand raised, nodding his head like he won. No, he lost, and Casey is actually protesting the decision right now.
what was it? The 29-28 or 30-27?
Well, I got the volume off, so we're not breaking any rules. So I couldn't hear.
True. Yeah. Okay. I thought you had it a little bit, but yeah.
Can I turn it up a couple notches? Do you think?
Yeah. As long as we don't hear it on here, sure, why not? Because if I turn it up,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, split. It was a split too.
Wow. You can't hear mine, can you?
No, I can't. Okay. You could hear mine. Mine was pretty loud. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the right call. I can't be mad at that. Mad at myself for betting that, but I can't be mad. I feel like he won. I felt like he won the fight.
Yeah. Song definitely won the fight. I don't think there's any getting around that. The right guy won. I'm actually surprised it was a split decision.
Yeah, those type of fights are always going to get split decision, especially if it's probably Adelaide Bird's there or Sal D'Amato. If one of those two are judging, well, we're getting the split. Unfortunately, that's what's going to happen. All right, we got I know we got Angela Hill and
Tiny Tornado next.
Tiny Tornado coming up. Come on, I'm trying to get a stream that's not 30 seconds behind. Wait, did I say stream? I didn't mean stream. Oh man, my bad. But yeah, it's a good fight card so far. I'm excited. I just want to, keep this thing going.
Yes, sir. I mean, they're showing all the people in the stands right now. Roger Clemens. Holy cow.
Roger Clemens?
Yeah, Roger Clemens is cage side.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Probably lives in Texas.
Yeah. Tisha Torres. She's like 5 foot nothing. And every time she's in there, she's fighting someone bigger, longer, potentially stronger than her. And she's always like pressing the action, regardless of who is against. I love watching her compete. Oh,
absolutely. And like I said, I feel like she's getting a lot better. A lot better.
And you said 31. She's 31. She's 5'1". She's got a 61-inch reach.
Wow.
Let's look at Angela Hill. Angela Hill is
4-inch reach advantage, I believe.
Yeah, she's got a 64.5-inch reach, and she's 5'3", so definitely taller and longer.
Yeah, I just feel like Torres has more ways to win this fight, whereas Hill legit has to stick and move for 15 minutes. She can't get stuck on the cage. She can't get taken down. She can't get in the clinch. She's not the stronger fighter. She legit just has to throw volume and touch and move for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I expect this to go the distance. I don't think either girl's going to get it finished. Do you?
No, definitely not. What's up, Mike? Appreciate you joining us tonight on our UFC 265 Fight Companion. Not much. Watching some great fights, aka drama. Drama was my Madden nickname. Yes, I used to do competitive Madden. I used to travel around the country, play in Madden tournaments, and my nickname was Drama. Look at
Why was the nickname Drama?
It's a good question. I don't know. I just thought of it. Like, it came up out of nowhere, and I'm like, I don't know. Drama sounds cool. So I went with Drama, and that was my nickname for years. Even people that like I knew personally would call me Drama. So it was interesting. But here I am as the fight analyst now. No more drama. The fight analyst. That's what I'm at. I've kind of upgraded a little bit since then.
There you go. I used to play a ton of Madden myself. Who was your team?
Mm. It depended on the year, the game that we were playing. You know, I never had a set team. It really depended on how the game's playing, because you know, when you played the way that, you know, the people I was playing with played, we looked at like exploits, and you know, we looked at speed, we looked at height, we looked at all these different attributes and ways we can manipulate the AI of the game, and just kind of break the game. You know, so you know, it kind of depends on what game we're getting and what product they're putting out. So yeah, we go in what they call the lab, which is practice mode, and just have two controllers. I would have two controllers at one time and just try to break the game any way that we kind of can. It's kind of weird.
I mean, I thought I was a Madden junkie, but I'll digress. I'm gonna leave that to you. We used to get like this fake Burger King crown and have like the Madden King and pass that around. So that was about the extent of my Madden playing.
Oh man, like in high school, no one wanted to play me, like at all. Everybody in high school was just like, yeah, I'm not playing you, like at all. Nope. They're like, that just never happened. But yeah, I mean, it was a great time. We saw I saw different cities and, you know, places for some money. It was good times. Made some, you know, great, you know, relationships with a lot of people. It was fun. And like I said, I was playing Madden since the Sega days, since like '94. So it kind of just grew from there.
They just showed a really interesting stat. I don't know if you saw that, but both Tisha Torres and Angela Hill are tied for the fourth most strawweight wins in UFC history. They both have 8.
And one of them's going to surpass Rose Namajunas too, and be tied with Carla Esparza. Wow. You got 2K left. What do I drop on? Let's see. Man, that's tough, because, you know, towards the end of this fight card is a little tough. I like Gon. I feel like he can get it done. You know, there's always that, you know, that one-off chance that he lands a bomb, and I feel like Lewis is gonna land a shot at some point, but I feel like he could take it. You know, what do you think? Do you think Gon could take, you know, a right hand from Lewis? Because if we really look at it, Lewis only has 2 knockouts over his last 3 years of fighting. You know, it's not like he's knocking out everybody. He went the distance with Blagoy Ivanov. He went the distance with Ilir Latifi. You know, so I don't think he's this, you know, crazy power. I know he's a power puncher, and here is Brady back. I know he's a power puncher, but I don't think he's guaranteed a knockout if he just touches the chin.
You know, this is going to be a really, really interesting stylistic matchup. I mean, it's technique versus power, and
right.
You know, I do think that Derek Lewis has turned a corner. I feel like he's an evolved fighter. He's lost 25 pounds, I believe, ish, right around that area, and I feel like it's made him his cardio is better, like his whole game is better. And you know what he did to Curtis Blades and Alexio Oleinik, I mean, geez, the question for me is going to be, I mean, Cyril Gane is only, what is he's 9-0, right? As a pro mixed martial artist, he's got a lot of experience in other forms of combat sports. But I mean, Derek Lewis is the seasoned veteran here, so it's going to be interesting. I feel like he's got a solid chance as a big underdog to win tonight.
Right, Brady, what do you got? Who you got in the main event? So
I feel like I got Lewis for sure. So I saw this meme, and this is kind of like the way I think it was like, so it said Derek is outclassed on the feet. You know, he doesn't have as good of wrestling, and his grappling is not quite up to par. That being said, I got Lewis 3rd round TKO or 3rd round knockout, and I think that's like a perfect example. You know, it's kind of like with the Volkov fight. He's very durable, and he goes out there and he looks good. But I feel like he gets kind of beat. You know, he gets beat in a lot of areas, but he's always in the fight, and he always somehow comes out with the win. So I feel like that's kind of how his road to victory. And I have a feeling that that's how it's going to happen again.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, especially, you know, in Houston. I wouldn't be too surprised. But man, I mean, he's got an uphill battle. I feel like I think I think Gon's the real deal. I know a lot of people are kind of like, he's only 9-0. He's still new. He only started training like 3 years ago, but the dude is a legit athlete. He's super quick, super fast. I don't know like how he got so good so quick, but like his fight IQ is phenomenal. And it's just even his grappling is good. But we'll see because he's really never faced anybody like Derek Lewis before.
Exactly. And like I said, like Derek Lewis is so durable. He can survive a lot of that stuff, but I guess we'll have to see. It's going to be a good fight for sure.
Gon,
get interested and excited about. You're like, I don't know how it's gonna go.
Right.
That's why there's a lot of hype behind this one.
Yeah, no doubt. Gon for me definitely has the better skill set. There's no question about that. But Derek Lewis has that one hitter quitter power where all he's got to do is touch you and your eyes are rolling in the back of your head. And with him being in his hometown of Houston, that energy, the crowd behind him, man, it's either going to lift him up and make him maybe the best version of himself, or it might put more pressure on him. But to me, the really interesting part is going to be if Gon stays technical the whole time and isn't brought into like a firefight, because that's what Derek Lewis wants. He wants to get in there and mix it up and lay hands on him. So I'm really interested to see what that chess match is going to look like.
Me too. And you see it a lot. Like Derek Lewis fought like I said, Volkov, he like had that same matchup where Volkov was the super technical fighter and stayed on the outside, didn't engage in the firefight. And what was it, like 10 seconds left, he got knocked out?
Right.
The entire fight, the whole time. And the same thing against Curtis Blades. Curtis Blades was doing good on the wrestling, staying smart, and then made one mistake. And I think that's what Derek Lewis's factor is. He capitalizes. You can't make any mistakes. He'll find his way.
That knockout against Curtis Blades to me was so impressive because you saw like he was able to kind of change levels and catch him with that uppercut. I mean, that to me shows an evolved Derek Black Beast Lewis. You know what I mean? He just looks like a better fighter, and that's why I give him a little bit more of a chance than maybe some of the other people who look at him as such a big underdog in this fight.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and like you said, he keeps evolving too. He's learning grappling. He's learning his striking. He's working every day. It's not like he's just coming out the same fighter. So for sure, and he's a big dude. He's like in at the limit. That has a lot of factor to do with it. He's cutting to the limit, so he has a lot of weight behind him. So the grappling exchanges you saw with Stipe and Francis, just the size helps in those situations. It's huge.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah. It's an interesting fight, but I really the fight that I really want your take on is obviously going to be with Michael Chiesa and Vicente Luque that's coming up soon. I kind of want to know your take on that.
I feel like it's Mike Chiesa all the way. I feel like he looks good. Like I've seen him in this camp. He looks good. He's strong. He's fast. He works good. Like with all his other fights. His grappling's on point. I think that's his way to victory for this fight. I think he's going to take him down. I think he's going to submit him.
Yeah, I like that because he actually looks humongous. Like I don't know how he made 155 like ever. That man is huge for welterweight now. Like he's bigger than Luque, and Luque's not a small dude. He looks bigger than Luque. I'm like that's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's he. The thing is, he got into the UFC when he was younger, like 24, and he was fighting at 155. And the cut it wasn't like the worst cut in the world, but he grew up, and I think he grew wider. He was like a skinnier kid when he was younger, and so I think he's filling out now, and now he's like really fitting into this 170-pound weight class.
Yeah, he's looking great. Like his stature and everything, his body mass, it's looking good. His stand up has looked impressive against Magny. So and I feel like that's going to come in handy. So that he's not going to be able to, I feel like Luque is just going to win the stand up all day, like a lot of people are thinking, and it's going to help him be able to get in range and get inside and take him to the mat.
Let's not forget how good Neil Magny is too. To beat Neil Magny like that, that is a huge win for Michael Chiesa. And prior to that, the win over RDA. I'm leaning Chiesa in this fight. I do feel like he's going to get the job done. And Luque's tough, so it's not going to be easy. But I'm really intrigued about this fight as well. Really, the next 3 fights on the card can't miss. Like they're barn burner fights.
Absolutely.
I think Hiestan's striking is incredibly underrated. You know, he's been working at it for a while. I think his grappling is just such a high level that some people forget that, you know, he dropped Masvidal in their fight, and so it's still there. You know, I don't think you can sleep on his stand up at all.
Well, this fight,
yeah. What's going on? I mean, I have Torres is looking good. I don't know how far behind I am at this point.
yeah, she's got her back up against the fence right now, and Hill is grinding, looking for a takedown. So she's working her butt off right now to keep this on the feet. But Hill basically has her almost dumped on the ground right now. But the tiny tornado, she's fighting. Oh, now she's dumped. So where are you at right now, Garrett?
337.
Where are you at, Brady? Like, what's going on for your
So there's
TV?
2.5 minutes left in the round.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like a minute behind you guys, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. No worries on my end. But you know, I'll get the reactions from you guys of what's going on. You know, but it's crazy to think that Hill's the one that's engaging in the grappling in this fight.
That's what I was about to say, because isn't that how Torres won the first fight? Is she
Right.
took her down and grappled her and everything like that? But
I mean, she's having I mean, I don't know where you guys are, but to me she was having trouble just keeping her down. But I feel like if she doesn't keep her down and she's using all this energy grappling where she's not normally a grappler, she's gonna be a sitting duck come round 2 and 3.
I can see that for sure. But like, I think in her interview was a good example. She's like working on everything, and I think she's lost in a bunch of grappling. So I would assume that she's probably working hard in her training camps on it.
Right.
And plus those littler weight classes, they have cardio for days. Like those little girls don't get tired. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's the truth. Brady, are you starting to get a lot more recognized when you go out now ever since Tough?
Definitely a little bit, you know, like when I go out, especially in Spokane, I get noticed, especially because Spokane's kind of a small town, and you see anyone that like knows about the fighting, definitely I get recognized. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to represent such a cool city, small town. You know, it's a blue collar town, so everyone works hard and really appreciates MMA up here.
Yeah, that's very cool, man. And your next fight is this Tuesday.
Yeah, the next one on the season. Obviously, it already happened, so
right.
It's pre-recorded, but yeah, it's going to air this Tuesday at 6 p.m. It's going to be
right.
Cool.
What can we expect in that fight? I know you can't obviously give out any spoilers, but what can we expect? You know, as sort of like styles and how it was.
It was. I guess you'll just. I don't know how to say it without giving anything away.
What was it like a good fight? I guess it's a better terminology maybe that you don't have to give too much away.
You don't want to get him in trouble with Uncle Dana, so
you're right. No. I don't want you to give pretty much anything away. I just want to know was Vince like a tough fight for you? Was it a great learning experience? Being in there with a veteran like Vince Murdoch or something like that. Yeah.
For sure. I have to tell you, it was a good learning experience, especially because the lead up to that fight, I saw him like knock out Dustin in the first round. So it was definitely the lead up I was definitely more nervous about that fight than my fight with Josh, but it was a great learning experience and it was a good fight.
Nice. That's what we can expect. I mean, but then again, every single fight in the bantamweight, for you guys has been an absolute barn burner. It literally every single one has excited the hell out of us. Every single one of them should be in we were talking about this. Everyone should be in the UFC.
I agree. I even like Dustin. He got knocked down the first round, but he looked strong. He was pressing the pace. He was looking technical. Like you said, I think everyone in the bantamweight division belongs on that level.
Absolutely.
No, go ahead, Garrett.
No, I was just saying. I actually saw Dustin like last night. So I thought that was pretty cool.
You saw Dustin? No way.
Yeah, it was. He was at Titan FC last night. So I had to get. I'm like, I gotta get a picture with him.
Hey, yeah, he became one of my good buddies. So I still talk to him, on Instagram quite a bit, and I have him on Snapchat and stuff. So he was definitely one of the guys that I still talk to from the house. He's a cool dude.
Brady, who do you think is the best bantamweight on the planet right now?
Peter Yan. That guy is a machine. You know, I think he has good stand-up, and obviously, I think he was winning the wrestling and grappling exchanges against Aljamain in his last fight. So it shows that his game is well-rounded, and he's just a Terminator on the feet. He has a high guard, walks in really strong. You don't see him get rocked that often, but he has power. You know, there's sometimes you see people in our division that don't have as much power, but I think he looks good.
How do you think that rematch is going to go? What's your prediction?
I think he's going to go the same way as the first one, where Jan kind of just is winning the fight, and I think eventually he's going to finish it. Hopefully this time it's not illegal, so it's credible, but, you know. Yeah. But I see it going the same way. I see Jan winning this fight for sure.
Did you expect Jan to out-grapple, Aljamain in that fight?
No, I was like, normal fight. Oh, if this gets to the ground, Aljamain wins, or if it stays standing, Peter wins. But then you watch it, and like Peter just won the whole thing. He was just winning the whole thing until he messed up and did that illegal strike. So it was a big surprise to see how much his wrestling has improved.
It was phenomenal. He dumped him on his head. I've never seen literally anybody do that. Oh, look, we had Jamel Jones. What's up? That's awesome. He's actually coming down here. He is fighting in a few weeks on the PFL. How do you see that fight going?
Dude, I see him demolishing that division and getting that $1 million prize.
I 110% agree with you. That dude is for real. He was a dog in his last fight, and which was ridiculous, and he won that flying colors. Now he's another underdog against Bruno in this fight. I'm definitely betting on him like wholeheartedly. I think it's a great stylistic matchup as well. Coming into that fight.
And I tell you what, I'm one of Jamel's train partners. He comes to our gym all the time. He's one of my good friends, and his mindset is strong right now. I'm ready to see him go out there and do work. He's ready to go. He's a savage, and he's ready to go out there and finish guys.
I'm definitely excited for that. I know I'm gonna be at the casino while that's going on. I'll be hanging out with your buddy Miguel Miggs over there. So hopefully we get to spend some time with him when he's done getting his W. So that's gonna be a fun time.
Hey, that's good. See, you're having fun. You're gonna be
man. Hell yeah, bro. I mean, like I love hanging out with some of you fighters because it's pretty damn cool. Like when I was at Titan FC, I'm looking around at everybody there. I'm like, oh shit, that's so and so. Oh shit, that's so and so, so and so. So I'm like, damn, look at everybody here. I'm like, this is crazy.
I know, right? You see him on TV fighting and stuff, and that was like the biggest thing with me on the show is like we went to an actual UFC fight. We went to the Michelle Watterson card, and
really?
Yeah, and so it was cool. I got to meet they hid us away because it was just Volkanovski's team there. And so it was just us with Volk, so they didn't want to show us and give away what teams we were on because the show hadn't aired yet. And so they were hiding us away, but it was super cool. Like we got to see you meet John Anik, DC, Dominic Cruz, all these people, and obviously got to watch the fights, and it was cool. It was cool to see these like legends and these people I looked up to and see on TV and doing the sport that I love in real life, in real person doing it.
How awesome. Big is DC in person?
Honestly, he's shorter than I imagined because he's only like 11, and I was like, okay, but he's a big dude. He's stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I expected him to see him on TV against these monsters, and you're like, oh, he has to be big, even though he's shorter than them. But yeah, that was probably the biggest surprise, just like how tall he actually was.
I remember I met Nate Diaz back in 2010. He came into the restaurant that I was valeting cars at, and he got out of his vehicle, and I was looking at him, and I'm like, I think that's Nate Diaz. And I walked up to him and asked him, and I was surprised just because I expected him to be bigger, but he's a super lean guy. I'll say this, though. He's the nicest guy on the planet. He could not be any nicer.
Yeah. Who was that? Sorry, I missed that. I was just watching this. Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz. Yeah.
Nate Diaz.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, I've never seen him in person, but you said he's a lot smaller than you imagined?
Well, I expected him to maybe have a little bit more size on him, but again, this is back in 2010, so I mean it was over a decade ago now, well before the Connor fights. But I was pleasantly surprised with how good of a guy he was. He just sat there and talked to me for 5-10 minutes. We were just talking about various fights. He was really cool.
Well, what is it? What Connor said? He's like, he throws up gang signs with one hand and then makes animals with the other.
That's right. Yeah.
It's probably like a big persona for the masses, and in real life, he's probably a super cool dude.
Yeah.
A lot of those jiu-jitsu guys, they'll teach kids class. I mean, I'm kind of like that. I teach the kids class and stuff like that. So I wonder if he's kind of created that gangster persona, but it's just like a super cool dude in real life.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, I met him a second time when he came to Madison Square Garden to corner Jake Shields when he fought John Fitch for World Series of Fighting, and he was just as cool then. So I mean, I just think he's real, and that's kind of what he markets himself around. So I'm a big fan. If you can't tell, I got the Diaz. I get turned around right here. Got the big guy.
Nice.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, that's right.
No, he is real white, and that's why he's so cool, and I think that's why he's such a superstar.
Absolutely.
Wow. Right now, the Tiny Tornado is a minus 893 favorite.
Yeah, I definitely have Andra. I have Hill winning this fight for sure. She's pressing it.
You have Hill winning right now. The sports books have Torres absolutely dominating Hill right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have her as almost minus 1,000. She has minus 893 right now on the sports books.
Damn. Well, I'm definitely wrong. I've only watched like a few exchanges, so.
I mean, Hill is coming forward, but it looks like from the stats that they're throwing up there that Torres is actually like pretty much doubling her up on the strikes.
Yeah, it's like death by 1,000 cuts.
Like laughing at me, like, dude, you're so wrong right now. Sorry, I was like talking to you, and I just look up every once in a while, and I would see some exchanges, but dang, yeah, from what it looks like, yeah, okay.
I thought it'd be a lot closer. I thought it'd be split at this point in the fight. To be honest with you,
yeah.
Well, Torres is just so active.
She is.
It's because she's smaller. She's so powerful, and she's ready to go.
And she's very accurate too on that as well. And she's much more powerful, I think.
Yeah.
They got 3 minutes. Torres is almost done.
But Hill's coming forward though. She's trying to, I think she knows that she's kind of behind, so she's pushing the pace.
For sure. Yeah, she looks like she's coming out hot in this third round.
Now they're both kind of gassed.
Yeah.
It's a good fight though.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's on the main card because I think it's a good fight to showcase the strawweight division between two really tough competitors.
Torres just set a personal record, 97 significant strikes. Her previous best was 96. So she's clearly, as you were saying, Garrett, very precise, and she's landing flush with a lot of those big shots.
Man, it's crazy. Like we've seen the evolution of Torres. She has been looking great as of late, and like we were talking earlier, she's only 31. She's in her prime. This is her prime years. She's grown in the UFC. She came in at 22 years old, which is absurd, and she's gotten just so much better.
Oh, I didn't know she came when she was 22.
Yeah, she's been in the UFC for forever, which is crazy.
Dang, that's how old I am. So. That's crazy. That's a long time.
That must make you feel pretty good, though, when you hear Garrett saying that your prime years are 31. You got a ways to go to even get there.
Dude, I know I got 10 years until I'm even there. That sounds great for me because I feel good right now.
But it's true. Like if you like, I've watched so much of this. It's like a lot of these fighters they grow in the UFC, and then they have all the years of experience in fighting all the top competition, and Torres is like killing it right now. And normally you see these fighters just they start getting on this crazy win streak from like years 30 to 32, and that's around that prime because they're seasoned, they're veterans in the sport, they've been around the block, they got the experience.
Yeah, well, yeah, I've heard that a lot too, because it's like it's where your mind and your body meet at like the perfect timing, right? You have all the experience in your head, and you're used to your your skills, but your body's not broken down, and you got that, if you're a guy, you have that man strength and stuff like that. So I've heard that a lot. It does make sense to me. It does.
And like, how old is Chiesa right now?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Right? How old is he? Like around? He's got to be around that 32 age, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Sorry, one second.
No, you're good. No, but like, Ryan, how old is Chiesa? Because like, look at him now.
33.
Right. That's around the the age that you get these guys that are actually in starting in their prime. And look at Chiesa. He's on an absolutely crazy tear, 4-0 in the new weight class, because he's grown into his body. He's got the experience against high level competition. He's fought for the belt before at 155. So and look where he's at now. He's on the cusp of another title shot in another weight class.
I definitely agree with you, but I also think it varies person to person. As
Right.
like, I mean, look at Randy Couture. He didn't even start MMA till he was 34, and I think it's a little bit different with the bigger guys, like the heavyweights. I think you can be successful longer in life, but I think it all comes down to the wear and tear on your body, and for some people, they take a lot of damage, and there are a lot of miles that wear early on in the years, and for others, it doesn't happen till later.
Right. No, that's true. It definitely does vary, fighter to fighter. I feel like we've seen all these fighters. I guess when they come into the UFC young, they bounce around a little bit. They win, they lose, but they get the experience, and they kind of turn that, once they hit that 30 age kind of mark, they kind of they turn they turn over, and they just, I don't know, they go on a tear. I don't know. I've seen it, from numerous fighters, throughout the times where, once they hit that prime age, they just go on and kill it.
Yeah, no, I see that too. And like you said, I think it all depends on like the fights you've had, the wear and tear in your body, maybe your style. Like there's some people that go out there and will just bang, and then their chin's gone,
Right.
Or there's
No,
people
that's true.
like in wars with wrestling or like grappling, and then their shoulders are like weak or something like that, or they don't train the right way, and it just like wears on their body. So I think there's a lot of things that go into it. But like you said, a lot of guys that like are in the UFC, and then once they hit 30, they just take off. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like Brandon is a good example. He was kind of in the situation what I was, where he was 22 on The Ultimate Fighter, came in, had a decent fight, and then got a contract. But then he didn't do so well and got kicked, got released, came back in a little bit older. He's like 27 now, and now it's just the world champ, which is crazy. It's cool.
He's a great story, and I really do love Brandon Moreno.
How can you not?
Seriously,
he's such a good guy to root for.
He is. I'm not even mad that I gave a pick out on Figueiredo the last time, and I ain't mad that I even lost, to be honest with you, because the emotion that guy had, what he's been through in his life, and and just battling through adversity, and then getting back to the UFC and just absolutely killing it. Yeah, it's hard not to root for him.
Well, Tisha gets the UD.
Nice.
Yeah. He's real too. Like he's just like in a different way though, right? He's kind of a nerd and he likes different stuff, but he's a real guy, and I think that's why people relate to him.
For sure. There's no doubt about that.
I will be right back. Kind of been drinking too much Funky Buddha over here, so I will be right back.
All right. How's the B-Dubs food treating you, Brady?
Good. I'm trying to eat healthy. I got like the grilled chicken strips, but it's pretty good. I'm sitting here mostly stoked to see my buddy Chiesa fight.
Yeah.
It's like what I'm.
And he's up next. What, as far as like keeping your weight in check, like what's the hardest thing for you to avoid and to stay away from when you're trying to like stay in a fight camp, weight range?
Well, I love food, and I love just to eat. I eat a lot of food usually outside of camp, but so I guess just the amount. I usually eat pretty healthy. I kind of try to keep it pretty good, but it's just the amount of food I eat. I just gotta watch.
Gotcha.
My mom's always been really good at like cooking healthy food, so she kind of passed on to me. But I usually just keep going until I'm really full. The big watch is just like the bread and the carbs and stuff like that. because I love bread.
See, I'm the same way. I'm a pizza guy. I literally, that's my weakness. So if I'm trying to stay like in a good weight range, I can't look at pizza, or otherwise I'll eat all of it.
That's me with fried chicken. I
Okay.
love fried. I don't know why. Something about fried chicken, I can just eat a whole bucket. Oh, there's Kiesa.
And we got, it looks like Terrance is in the waiting room right now. I don't know if I can let him in or not. Yeah, there he is. Terrance, what's up, man?
What up,
Yeah,
Terrance?
my boy Brady's in the house as well. What's up?
Hey, Kiesa's about to go out. Go out there and perform.
You already know what time it is. I might even put $500 on my guy.
Right, 509.
How are you enjoying the fights thus far, Terrance?
509. I might bet $509 because it's 509. We're about to stand up. Mike knows what he's doing, and I know he's gonna get the takedown, and it's gonna change the whole swing of the whole fight.
I think all four of us are picking Chiesa tonight, but what round? Do you think this goes the distance, or do you feel like he's going to get a sub or a TKO, KO in the first or second?
This is a 5-round fight, right?
No. I think this is a 3-round fight.
Well, unanimous decision might Chiesa then if it's a 3-round fight.
What do you got, Brady?
I think he gets a late round, 3rd round submission.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and that begs the question: if he does go in and finishes Luque tonight, who would you guys like to see him fight next? Because he just keeps ascending up the division ladder here. So another big fight would make sense. Who do you feel like would make the most sense?
I'd say he waits and fight Usman for the title after that because I think both these guys been winning in the division, and I think they're one fight away, either person, from being a title contender. So, winner gets the winner of Kobe and Usman next year.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's not really anyone else besides the winner of that fight. So I think, next one would be for the title.
And so I'm assuming, Terrance, based on what you just said, being Usman next, you believe he's going to beat Colby. I can't wait for that rematch. That rematch and the Robert Whittaker Israel Adesanya rematch are the two ones that I can't wait until they get here. So break that fight down for me with Colby and Usman too.
I see the fight in a KO. I would say probably towards the third round. Usman sharpened up his jab and very helpful. And Kobe already been injured before, so already weakened. And I see the same thing happening, but like I said, in the 3rd round.
All right. What do you think, Brady? How do you see that rematch going?
I see Usman so much better on the feet when he fought Masvidal. Like, I feel like he's been proving a lot, and his power in his hands. And in the first fight, Colby took a lot of damage. I mean, he got his jaw broke and everything like that. So I think the second fight, I think Usman wins by TKO, but I think he does it earlier in the fight. I don't really have a specific round, but I feel like his power is just going to overwhelm Colby. And he has such good wrestling and wrestling defense that I don't think Colby's wrestling's going to overdo it for him. So I think Usman by TKO.
Man, Usman is the best at welterweight that I've seen since GSP. And for a minute, I thought Tyron Woodley in his prime was going to be the guy, but that clearly isn't the case. But I think Usman is. I feel like he's cemented himself as right there, neck and neck with George.
Yeah, I mean, especially if he beats Colby again, I think he's up there for sure.
Yeah.
What's up, Terrance? I appreciate you joining us. I am Garrett Kerman, the fight analyst. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I don't know if you can hear me or not, or if I'm on mute. Okay, no, I'm good.
No, I can hear you.
This is gonna be fight of the night.
But
I think Terrance is out maybe a little bit. It looks frozen.
Yeah, I think it might be.
I had to get another little funky Buddha, get a little snack. I was getting a little hungry over here, so sorry guys.
It's all good.
Brady over here is having some great food, so it kind of made me a little bit hungry.
Right? You got it.
Terrance, can you hear us? I don't know. It looks like you might be frozen.
Yeah, he came. He went out. He probably come back in. But the big fight's on coming up. I'm so looking forward for this.
Right now.
I'm sure everybody where you are, Brady, is probably gonna go nuts if Chiesa wins.
Oh, for sure. When he wins, he's gonna win this fight
Yes,
right now.
yes. When he wins. I'll rephrase that. Can you hear us? I think he's still a little frozen there.
Who's the favorite in this fight, Garrett?
Do you know what crazy thing is? Luque was the favorite.
Was. So now it's switched.
Yeah, now it's switched.
That's what I like to see.
Like I think he opened. I think Luque opened up around -140, -150. Now I flipped to Chiesa's around -116. So that's a pretty steep line movement over the past week.
I wonder what did that.
Normally that means like a lot of money's been pouring in on a lot. Either there's a lot of bets or there's a lot of money pouring in on Chiesa. That's normally what's moving the line. So they have to offset it and give the books need to offset it so they're not too liable, with Chiesa.
Interesting. Did you hear that? They said someone was saying in Luque's corner that Luque was going to let Chiesa take him down.
What?
Really?
I hope so.
Come in and take him down.
That's what I'm saying. I hope so too. Let him take you down.
That's interesting.
There's my boy. There he is.
Luque's got the vampire fang mouth guard going on, so that's always pretty scary.
Man, I'm so looking forward to this fight. I've been waiting for this for a while, and my friend's been talking so much crap about my pick was trash, taking Chiesa. I'm like, all right, bud, whatever. You're the one who just bet on Carolina Kovacevic.
Hey, pay the price. And he has been underdogging a lot in this, but he hasn't lost since he moved up to 170.
Nope, 4-0. Yep. And the thing is, Chiesa's never been knocked out before, so
that's very good. Like that's what I was saying. His stand-up's great. He's good at movement, avoiding damage, dishing it out.
One of the biggest welterweights in the division.
He is, which is a crazy thing.
Brady, what does he like to have for like a mentor? I mean, he just seems like he'd be the perfect guy to look up to.
Oh, for sure. And especially with the journey I'm on, where I was on the Ultimate Fighter, same as him and stuff. He's been huge, huge help. He's always super supportive. Dude, even though he's like pretty much, a star, like a superstar in the UFC, he's down to help you with whatever you need. Like when I was first coming up, he taught me how to do weight cuts. He wrote out just random tricks. He's always down to, support. He comes to our local show that our coach puts on, and he'll corner, our amateur guys that it's their first fight ever. And he's just there. He's there for the whole team, no matter what level you're at. He's there to support you. And
he kicks ass in the booth too. He's doing a great job with his analyst work.
Yeah. And that's pretty inspiring too, to show to see his growth through the sport. And then also now he has other avenues too, being commentary and stuff, which is awesome.
Hey, they're showing Terrance McKinney's tweet right now on the big screen.
Oh,
What did he say?
Yes, sir. Let's go.
I'm so looking forward to this.
Me too. This is about to be a great fight. Like I said, 3-round fight, unanimous decision, Mike. And hopefully he can get the finish to even make a bigger statement.
Man, unanimous decision. That's plus 220 on the scorecards if he wins by decision. I like that. I know we're definitely very quiet over here, but we're very locked in on this fight.
Oh, for sure.
We are all the way locked in. Come on, that's stupid.
I'm trying to get Brady. I wish I had the.
We keep losing Terrance. I don't know if it's just a bad connection or what.
I don't know. My phone.
Did you say he's from the Spokane Valley?
Yeah.
I dropped the phone up and down.
I think it's just a connection issue.
Yeah.
Mike looks healthy, man.
Mike looks huge.
Yeah,
Brady
he does.
he might get the finish. He's looking. He looks healthy.
It's just crazy how big he is. It's just literally insane, the transformation. Like, I have to watch it on my phone because I'm like extremely behind on my TV for some reason.
Here we go.
I'm nervous.
Let's go. All right.
How do you guys feel if this does stay on the feet? Do you like Hiestan's chances just as much if it goes to the ground? Oh, I think you're on mute, Brady.
Yeah,
I
you're
don't
muted.
mind Mike on the feet. He's very long.
The house salesman?
Very cautious right now. In 30 seconds in, 40 seconds in.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like Luque doesn't want to overextend where he gets caught and clinched up over here.
Ooh, that was a good leg kick by Vicente.
What's your guys' time at?
I'm at 3:55.
Yeah, I'm still like maybe like 7-8 seconds behind.
What are you guys at, Brady and Terrance?
I got 3:25 left in the first.
Oh damn, I'm still like 20 seconds behind that.
Dang, yeah, I got the upper hand. I get to see what's going on. Oh.
We're gonna hear from him over there. We're like, what happened?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, Mike's moving good right now.
Yeah, he is.
Circling very, very well.
He slipped.
Nice one too.
Yeah.
Vicente's nose looks kind of busted up right now. It looks like it's either red or.
I'll let you guys wait 20 seconds and you'll see it.
He's looking really, really good. Like really good. Like Vicente cannot get a read on him on the feet whatsoever. He can't hunt him down.
Oh, did you guys get to see the takedown yet?
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I just saw it.
I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Oh, beautiful, beautiful takedown. Nice heavy pressure on top. Love it.
Oh, Chiesa on his back.
Ooh.
He's got it in. Oh my goodness. Is he gonna get?
Come on. Oh, does he got it? Oh, he was so close.
Oh.
Man, he's cranking. He's looking for that. Doesn't look like he's in the perfect position to get it right now, the RNC, but he's dominating Vicente on the ground right now.
And people said that Vicente can really, work with him on the mat. I'm like, I don't know about all that. There's kind of levels to this. And I was trying to talk to people and tell them, like, Vicente's only good grappler that he's really faced since, he got him in a Darce. Ooh.
Dang it.
Really?
Oh my
he got
goodness.
it. He got it.
Dang, that was sneaky. Fuck.
Wow. That's the second time he got finished by a Darce. Fuck.
That's his weakness, dude. He needs, I don't know. That's the second time.
Wow.
He got
That was a slick Darce. He was getting worked pretty good. He almost got submitted a few times.
Wow.
That's literally his weakness. Fuck.
I think he just got caught with his head down on when he was.
Man, he had Luque in some pretty compromising positions too. How close do you think either one of those submissions were?
Yeah, that hurt.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Yeah. He got caught down in the transition.
He looked good. He was looking good on the grappling sheets. I honestly thought he had it submitted like a few times, but dang, that was close.
And like the Darce was so tight that he didn't even need to really, walk with it. Like that Darce is crazy. Damn. Oh, he was looking good too, but like, damn.
He was looking really good.
And look, he didn't even need to walk it, and Chiesa was doing the right thing. He was pushing his legs away, trying to create that space, but he had such a crazy grip and crazy lock on it that it just doesn't matter what he was able to do.
Yeah, he just had a good lock on it.
Yeah, because I mean that's just strength right there. Because he if you watch it, he's pushing his legs away, making sure he's not walking. But
man, what a huge win for Vicente Luque.
Yeah, definitely.
You talk about if he gets the next title shot versus Usman or Covington, how do you guys like Luque's chances?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think everybody's I don't know. Brady knows. Yeah,
Terrance again.
Yeah. You're mute. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, sorry, I'm off mute. Sorry, that was yeah. Sorry, it's a little bit crappy connection. I can't really understand what you guys are saying.
I was just saying, if with Luque getting the win here, if he's up next for the winner of Usman and Covington, how do you like his chances?
Hey, I'm gonna try to log out and log back in because I can't really hear you.
All right,
you guys.
All right. That is a good question, though. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I mean, I didn't expect him to go in and do this, but here he is now, another win. He just keeps winning. So, I mean,
I think he gives Usman a really good fight because of the fact that he's tough. He's extremely tough, extremely durable, and he just showed us how well-rounded he is. I feel like Usman would be able to take him down and kind of control him a bit, but if this fight's, on the feet at any given time, he can really crack Usman. I mean, we have Burns rocked Usman, and if Burns can rock Usman, I know for sure Luque can.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean, that's a big win right there. I didn't see it coming, but I mean, look who he's got in his corner. You know,
I didn't think
he's got
I didn't think
Burns
it was
right
coming
there.
like that. You know, did you? I didn't see it coming like that.
No, hell no, not at all.
But like, was I surprised when I saw him snatch up the darts? Not really, because we've seen him get darts before. Got Terrance. Hopefully, we can get a good connection. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm hurt about it.
Yeah, we are too. We were definitely bummed because
that hurt me deep.
yeah, we kind of feel you, and we're not over there, but we definitely feel you because I bet a little bit on Chiesa, and I really did believe in his abilities. He was looking good, but it's Vicente's Luque's time, but that doesn't mean Chiesa's done yet. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah,
he's still a top 5 competitor in that
not,
division.
No. That was honestly, like, even though he got caught, I think it was the best he looked. Like, he was landing strike, loop face with damage, and my caught. Good job.
Yeah.
That's the game. The darts was crazy. That was great darts. Great transition.
Yeah.
Respect to Lupe.
100%. Terrance, let me ask you this: now that Luque got the win, how do you think he fares against Usman or Covington?
I need Aldo by decision so bad here. For the love of Jesus Christ. Please. Let me get this. Him, if he can win by decision and Gon wins for me, I'm okay.
Obviously, he's the game.
We're having trouble with the connection.
Yeah.
Obviously,
That's
dangerous. He belongs in the top 3, and
all right.
Definitely going to be some great fights to be made here at 170 here moving forward.
Oh man. I do think Leon Edwards deserves a title shot after these two though. Not a lock on Luque, but we're talking 9-fight win streak or so. I feel like he has to get a title shot before Vicente Luque. Not just based on that alone. He hasn't lost since fighting Usman.
No, I do agree with that.
I know he got he got knocked down towards the end of the fight, and that's kind of why people are kind of shying away from him. But at the end of the day, still a 9-fight win streak. He's still been dominant in majority of his wins, and he definitely deserves it. And then I think we could talk about Luque, but I wonder, if it boils down to it, will Luque and Burns fight if they have to?
I mean, I think if it's for gold, they definitely would. I mean, at the end of the day, they both want to be champions. That's why they're in this sport. So,
right.
Yeah. I mean, I would say for sure. I mean, you see, Burns was in Luque's corner after those fights. So, they're boys. But I mean, if that's the fight that has to be made, then there's no doubt they're going to be slinging leather.
Bro, that would be such a banger of a fight, though.
It would be.
That would be because they're mirror images of each other. They really are. Yeah. Obviously, Burns is a little bit better on the obviously much better on the ground. And Vicente is, I think, a little bit better in the striking. But the way that they fight is almost mirror images of one another.
Yeah, that would be like a hardcore fight fan's dream, to watch that fight. It would just be such an amazing back and forth. What do you think, Garrett? Did we lose both Terrance and Brady for the night? Because the connections
I
were
think so.
pretty.
Yeah, and then I have no fault for them either after what happened. It is what it is. I would be the same way if one of my like close friends were to lose a fight.
Yeah.
So, I have no fault there. But we're still here. We're still watching the fights. We're still talking about them. This is a great fight card, and very impressive win for Vicente Luque. Torres did work herself. Song Yadong looked phenomenal in that war. So yeah, this fight card's actually been pretty damn good, top to bottom. Really good put together card. UFC 265. I wish I could be out in Vegas for. It's gonna be a great fight card.
Yeah, Kamaru Usman, the champion, just tweeted out too. They're showing it on the screen here, congratulating Vicente on his win and saying, "You look great. We might be fighting soon, my man." So even the champion is acknowledging how good Luque looked tonight.
Yeah, but how crazy that is. How good Sanford MMA is.
Tell me about it, man.
You got 3 guys in the top 5. That's insane.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, and that's just one division. I mean, there's so many killers that are that are at that gym. I interviewed Brendan Allen recently, and he left the Rufus Sport, and look how good he looks.
Oh my Lord, he looks amazing.
Yeah.
Holy crap. What a night and day since he went to Sanford.
Yeah, and he wants that rematch with Sean Strickland so bad. And if you've heard some of the back and forth between them, I'll tell you what, I'd like to see it. I know it's not going to happen next because Strickland keeps winning and he's beating high-level opposition. But if Brendan Allen keeps winning, that could be a rematch that literally could be fireworks. How good he looked against Puna Soriano in that last fight. That's the best he's ever looked. I told him that, and he's basically like, yeah, whatever.
No, bro, like he looked phenomenal.
Yeah,
phenomenal. Right.
Yeah, Sanford MMA.
Right. I mean, he looked great, and he did not need to get a takedown.
Yeah,
he did not need a takedown. He went toe to toe with Soriano, took his best shot, and beat him to the punch throughout the entire fight.
Yeah. And, Soriano, we know how hard he hits too. So you got to be super careful, when you're going in against the guy that's a home run hitter like that. He's like Derek Lewis. All it takes is one punch, and it's night. So,
he took his best punch, and he's like, all right, we're good. I felt it. I'm ready to go. Let's get it. And then he did. And he just beat him. He just beat him soundly. It was a dominating performance.
I would love to have seen what Jose Aldo could have accomplished post the Conor McGregor fight if he didn't get finished in 13 seconds like that, because I feel like it really messed up some part of the mental side of his game, unfortunately, and I just don't think he's ever really been the same fighter. He's up next against Pedro Munoz, and he's the underdog. And at one point in time, we're talking about Jose Aldo as one of the top pound for pound fighters on planet Earth.
Well, I mean, it's a pick 'em. I mean, we have Aldo's actually a slight favorite right now, according to the latest betting odds, minus 125, minus 110. So it's basically like a pick 'em fight. But yeah, we're talking he's actually younger than Pedro Munoz, which is the crazy part. A guy that's been in there, been in MMA forever. I feel like this is the toughest test for Pedro Munoz in his entire career, though.
I don't disagree. I completely, wholeheartedly agree. I mean, you look at these highlights that they're showing right now of Aldo in his prime. I mean, he is an absolute assassin. I mean, when he was at the top of his game, he was as good as it gets, pound for pound. I don't care what anybody says. And, you talk about fight mileage, Garrett. I mean, even though they're the same age, Aldo's got a lot of wear and tear on his body. I just feel like Munoz is the fresher guy. He hasn't taken as much damage. He hasn't been in as many wars. So that to me is it might be the difference in this fight, but then again, like you said, Munoz hasn't fought anybody on Aldo's level yet. And he's fought some great fighters. He's beat some great fighters. But Jose Aldo's a former champion. He's an all-time great. So this is going to be a huge fight. If Munoz wins, this is a statement win.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. The thing is with Munoz, he takes one to give one. So he's in firefights. I'm not sure if he wants to take one to give one from Jose Aldo though.
Yeah,
I
mean, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, like he went toe to toe with Cody Garbrandt. Okay, yes, I know Cody Garbrandt's got some power, but he's not Jose Aldo. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, and majority of these 135ers aren't heavy hitters like a Jose Aldo. He's gonna be ripping to the body. He's got the low kicks as well. He knows how to mix it up. The thing with Munoz is that he does have the much better cardio between the two. We see Jose Aldo probably is going to win round 1 here, and we're going to see him start to fade come round 2.
Yeah,
and he's going to have to dig deep to win 2 or 3 to get this win, because I feel like he's definitely going to win round 1 because that's normally what he does. And he's going to have to dig deep, kind of like he did in the Vera fight, and somehow pull out a win in one of the last 2 rounds. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I cannot wait. And this is our co-main event of the evening. So after this one, we got the big boys for the interim heavyweight title.
Yeah, what do you think about the interim title?
Well, I feel like Dana White wanted Ngannou to fight sooner than he clearly wanted to fight. So he's like, okay, you don't want to play ball and fight for us when we want you to fight and be a company man, then we're going to create this interim belt. And, I mean, what are you going to say? I don't necessarily agree with it. I mean, when was the Stipe fight? It wasn't that long ago.
So what, 6-7 months ago, right? Something like that?
Geez, I think it was even less than that. I mean, so I don't understand why the need to create this, but it's all about making money, and Dana was very, very good at that. You can't question him as far as the money aspect of things goes. So, at the end of the day, we're going to get the unification bout, and Francis Ngannou is going to come in, and I thoroughly expect him to beat whoever wins between Derek Lewis and Ngannou. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I do. I think the move to Extreme Couture, and we saw what Stipe, and people are like forgetting about how good Stipe is just because he got knocked out by probably the heaviest puncher in the history of combat sports.
Right.
You know what I mean? People are forgetting how good Stipe is still. So I think Ngannou made massive improvements. You saw that in that last fight.
Absolutely.
So he's still the guy. I don't expect him to lose the belt. What I'm really intrigued about is to see when Stipe comes back, what kind of changes he makes, because he was saying that he feels he knows what he did wrong and he's going to be able to fix it and come back and win the next fight against Francis. So that's interesting to me. And then there's the other topic that you want to discuss, and that's John Bones Jones coming to the heavyweight division. I interviewed Damon Blackshear earlier today, who trains at Jackson Wink, and I asked him how big John Jones is. If he had to guess, how much does he weigh? Take a guess what you think he said John Jones weighs.
I'll go with 248.
He said he thinks he weighs about 285.
Huh?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Which is crazy. I mean, you've seen all these weightlifting videos and everything that John Jones has been posting. I just feel like he's been adding muscle, adding size, and if Damon is right and he's actually going to have to cut to make the heavyweight limit, that's scary, because John Jones, we know how good technically he is. So that's going to be really intriguing, especially if he got that big and he maintained his speed, which is, one of the things he's known for.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like how is he gonna fight at 265 pounds.
Well, think about this. He used to, when he fought at light heavyweight, he would get up to 240. He was 240 and he would cut down to 205.
Right, but like on fight day, he wasn't 240, was he?
No, he would have been more like 225.
Right. So now you're adding 40 pounds plus that's just a cut plus whatever he's rehydrating. So he's gonna be at 270 to 285 around. Wow, that's crazy.
Well, so the heavyweight limit is 265. So
right,
you know,
if
he
he
got cut down.
right, he cuts down, but then after he rehydrates, he'll be at
Right.
275 maybe,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. If you go to Damon's Instagram page and look at the picture that he posted with him and John Jones.
Yeah, I think I have him on my Facebook. He's absolutely massive.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He's
He
massive.
is a very big dude.
I'm just wondering if it's going to hinder, his speed, if it's going to hinder his cardio. That's what I'm most worried about because he started to fade as it is now at 205 with his cardio.
Yeah.
Now, if he doesn't knock these guys out early and he has to use wrestling, dude, I feel like he's going to be extremely gassed. But then again, we don't know. I'm just guessing at that point.
Yeah. Well, that's the interesting thing that we're going to find out, once he actually competes in the heavyweight division here for the first time. So I'm very intrigued. I can't wait because he's got that Conor McGregor type thing going on. You know what I mean? Like he's must see TV. If you're a combat sports fan and John Jones is fighting, you're buying the pay-per-view.
Oh, absolutely.
There's no 100%. Getting around it.
Yeah.
So here we go. Aldo Munoz getting ready to touch gloves.
Oh, man, I'm looking forward for this one. Let's go. Let's get it done. Let's go, fellas. 135. These guys looking to get back into fighting for the title, title contention. So they got a lot on the line right now. Jose Aldo is not even about, starts out with a spinning back kick. Nice.
Yeah, that was nice. He follows up with a nice little calf kick.
Yeah. But Jose's got to walk him down. He's got to use his nice body work, nice leg kicks, especially since Munoz is very heavy on that lead leg. Hinder that movement.
Man, he tried that spinning back kick again. It's almost like he's just trying to keep him on his heels so he's not coming forward.
Right. It makes sense because you don't want Jose Aldo stalking you down for 15 minutes. He wants to make him work. He needs to make him work because if not, Aldo can, you don't want Aldo with cardio for 15 minutes.
Right.
They're very measured approach so far, though.
Munoz is taking a page out of Aldo's book, and he keeps firing that low leg kick. It's like he's trying to maybe potentially soften him up a little bit, or at least make him try and check it and pay attention. He keeps firing it over and over.
Yeah, that's his MO though. He loves the low calf kicks. He absolutely murdered Jimmy Rivera's calf during that fight. So I'm hoping Aldo fires back with a counter right hand after some of those calf kicks. As of right now, they're landing flush. The third time he threw a spinning back kick, though.
Yeah. You got to be careful with those two because you open yourself up to getting clipped.
Yeah, or getting taken down, getting your back taken, especially from a seasoned vet like Aldo. So he's just peppering him with calf kicks. At least he's moving his calf out of the way now.
Man, Aldo just landed a knee. It didn't look like it affected.
Ooh, no, that hurt. That hurt though. Ooh, that was nice, right into the solar plexus too. And Munoz is just literally just peppering him with calf kicks right now. And then, Aldo is just ripping to the body. And I know that's going to take a lot out of him because of the fact that he's never fought somebody that's ever dug to the body like Aldo does. So I feel like that's going to take a lot out of his cardio come around 2 and 3.
I just love the way that Aldo feints, how he's always moving. His head's always bobbing off center line. He always keeps his hands up high, and it's like you always have to be like he's on the attack. Like you got to be worried that he's going to be throwing a jab or a 1-2. Like he's always technically just perfect.
Yeah. I mean, it's Jose Aldo, you know what I mean? The dude's a living legend. This guy's been killing it for so long. Oh man. It's a close first round so far. It's really back and forth.
I'd like to see where the signature strikes are at right now. I like it when they put that up, at this point of a round, so we can kind of get a better idea as to how many each guy has landed. But I think it's pretty close. I think this first round could go either way.
Yeah. It really depends on who's going to throw the more telling shots towards the end of this round. Because right now, neither one of the guys are really landing anything like flush, and that's really telling. I think Aldo's landed the much harder shots so far, and Munoz is just throwing the calf kicks and just throwing more volume and and coming forward. But Aldo's definitely landing the bigger shots for sure.
Oof.
Damn, his head move is so good, Aldo.
Munoz just missed with a big looping right hook.
Damn.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say both Terrance and Brady are gone, but we got to thank both of them for joining us here tonight.
Absolutely. Can't thank them enough for coming on. During their leisure time while watching, the fights with us. I thought that was pretty awesome. And we also thank everybody that's actually tuned in to watch with us, during this 2-hour show. Definitely going to be doing this some more. We had a great time. We'll try to get some more fighters on, or analysts, or anybody in the media who wants to jump on with us. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Right now, the odds makers have Munoz as a slight favorite at -134, and Aldo as a -103 dog. But that doesn't really mean much. They pretty much are saying either one is winning this fight. They don't have like a clear indication of who's winning right now. I mean, Munoz definitely was coming forward, but like I said, I feel like Aldo's
landed the harder shots.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think of the new Venom gear that they're wearing?
I think it's awesome.
Do you?
Yeah, I think it's great. I like the new colors and everything. I just like it.
I was actually a big fan of the Reebok gear.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of got stale after a while, in my opinion. So maybe this will get stale eventually soon too.
Maybe. I just don't like snakes, and I see the snake logo, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'm a tough time buying one.
I don't like snakes, but So right now we're at a dead pick'em, -15 across the board, 115 across the board. So,
boy, Munoz is just coming forward, throwing some heavy bombs. He missed with 2 of them right there early on here in the second round. It really goes back to Aldo's head movement, just how good his timing is. Like everyone that he fights, like he just seems like he gets their timing down pretty solid early on.
Yeah, I think I don't know, man. I don't know how they're gonna judge this fight, because I know Munoz is coming forward. He's not really landing the harder shots. He's maybe throwing a little bit more, but he's definitely not landing the more telling shots, the more damaging shots. But then again, we don't know what these judges are looking at.
Oh man, Aldo just landed a nasty combo right there, and he's digging to the body. That left uppercut right to the body is just, it's landing.
I feel like that's any normal person is like, okay, I'm done. Good night. Y'all have a good night, because that hurts, man. Digging to the body like that, getting a body shot, and like he puts full force into that too, no less.
Yeah.
And that's his lead hand coming down and hitting you. Imagine if he's digging to the body with his right hand.
Up to this point, Aldo's landed 21 significant strikes to the head, 14 to the body, and 1 to the legs. On the other hand, you got Munoz has landed 19 significant strikes to the legs, and I missed the numbers up top, but
one. I think it was 10 for a head, 4 for the body.
Yeah, so clearly Munoz doing his damage to the legs, Aldo more to the body and to the head,
which is what's going to win on the judges' scorecards for sure. We've seen we've seen Tanner Boser go leg kick heavy and lose a fight that we know that he pretty much won, but they just don't like the slapping leg kicks.
Right.
They want fights that they want shots that are actually meaningful.
And looking at the media members' scorecards that they're putting, on Twitter that they're showing on the screen, it looks like it's split. I think more often than not, people picked Aldo in round 1, but I saw a couple people pick Munoz as well. So again,
I think it's gonna be a split.
Close.
It's gonna be very close. What I do like is Aldo's looking good, cardio wise. He's not looking tired. Because I feel like Aldo's not having to chase Munoz. He's right in front of him, and he's able to land, and he's not taking a ton of damage either. Munoz is not landing a ton of shots to his head. He's not really hurting him. If you don't hurt Aldo, he's not gonna fade. And slapping leg kicks is not gonna do it because you're talking about Aldo. That's what he's conditioned for.
And Aldo's body looks really good at 135. I wondered how much more he could cut to make bantamweight from fighting at featherweight for as long as he did. But he looks good, man. Like I feel like this may have been a move he could have made a while back. And
right, absolutely. You're right. You're totally right about that. Absolutely. What do you think? How do you think he would have fared if he actually made 135? A while ago.
Oh, I think if we're talking, around the Conor days, when they fought, I think he could have been a champion. Again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier. In his prime, he was one of the pound for pound best. He's still an elite fighter. Clearly, he's ranked number 5 in the division right now. Is he going to be a champion of this division? I think you'd have to lean towards no at this point of his career. But if he would have made the transition down to 135 earlier on, he totally could have been a champion.
Right. No, I think you're correct. Because I'm look at who who was in the bantamweight division when he was the featherweight champ. I feel like he would have beaten almost everybody handily.
Oh, yeah,
and he would have murdered majority of them.
He's a killer, man.
And he's looking good right now. Right now, the live odds have Jose Aldo at -254, -215, dropped down a little bit. So yeah, they have Aldo in the driver's seat right now.
Aldo's doing a good job of utilizing his jab. He's been sticking that pretty consistently, and he looks happy going back into his corner at the end of the second round right now, raising his fingers up, giving us the #1 sign. So I think he's happy. His corner looks happy. So I think he's in the driver's seat going into this third round.
Absolutely, and like I said, he doesn't look tired. This is like the first time at bantamweight that we've seen him not fade after round 1. He's actually looking very, very good. His cardio is looking in good shape. But like I said, I think it's all because he's not taking a ton of damage. He's not taking any head damage. He's not taking any body damage. He's not getting into a dog fight. Munoz, he's coming forward, but he's not landing anything. He's not.
Oh, I'm a sports junkie. I'm a basketball fan, so I got to give a quick little update. Our United States women's team just won the gold ball, beating Japan 90-75. So, congrats!
Blowout, nice. Congratulations, ladies. You did a great job. I think they did better than the men, to be honest with you.
The men won the gold ball last night too. But they started off.
I know, but they were very shaky, and even I think in their semifinalists, they were down 20 at one point.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Third round started. Right now, the live odds are Aldo -225, Munoz +165.
Yeah, but look at Munoz. He looks defeated. He looks tired, and then Jose Aldo looks fine. Like he has no redness going on his face. Munoz has a ton of red going on. And it's all that body work from Jose Aldo. That's what's really, killing Munoz right now in this third round. And now they're going at it. Ooh, look at that. Oh, man. Aldo looks fast. Holy crap.
Yeah, he looks good, man. This looks like vintage Jose Aldo.
Right. Minus the leg kicks for some reason.
Right.
But he's looking good.
Yeah, he's definitely much more boxing heavy. There's no doubt about that. You're not seeing as many leg kicks as you did, in his younger days, but his boxing looks super, super crisp here tonight.
Right. And I'm wondering why he kind of got away from the heavy leg kicks. I really
I don't
do.
know. Well, maybe he's seeing everyone snap their legs and he doesn't want that to happen to himself. So.
Hey, you might be right. You might be onto something. Maybe he's getting to the point where he's like, man, I can't, I can, I can take in condition to getting kicked, but these leg kicks, maybe I can't do it anymore like I used to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
You're seeing, a lot more fighters checking kicks properly, and when you check the kicks properly, you can really do a lot of damage to the fighter that's throwing the kicks. So, I mean, yeah, I know if I was in their shoes, I don't know that I'd be throwing as many kicks, because after seeing what happened to Weidman again, and then previously Silva, I mean, it turns your stomach to see. Like, it really is. It's
Right.
It's sickening, and you just got to feel bad for those guys when it does happen to them.
Right. No, yeah. I mean, that's whew.
Ooh, big punch by Munoz over the top. That landed.
Yeah, I'm a little bit before you. I think I'm like 36 behind you.
I got 2:35 left.
2:35. I'm like 23 seconds behind you.
Aldo just looked up at the clock. You can tell he's kind of oh wow. Aldo just landed a massive leg kick, dropped Munoz, and then landed a 1-2 combo, and Munoz is bleeding out of his left eye.
Oh, let's go, Aldo. Let's go. I just need him to get to a decision. Let's cash this decision prop plus 195. I love that prop. I did really bad on. I can't even say really bad on Hiestand because he got caught. I thought he looked really well. His striking looked improved. Getting caught is getting caught. If Luque got almost anybody in that Darce, they're going to sleep.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty darn impressive.
It really was. It really, really was. It was and Hiestand was doing everything right. He was pushing the legs away, keeping distance so he can get some air going. But it was so tight that it doesn't matter what he did. He was going to go out, go to sleep, or he had to tap.
Man, Aldo just landed another big leg kick, and it looked like he was almost getting ready to buckle Munoz again. But Munoz stays on his feet. Aldo's looking good right now, man.
This, like I said, this is arguably his best he's ever looked at 135. This is his best. This is his best fight at 135 by a mile.
I guess the tough competition here. I mean, Pedro Munoz is number 9 in the division, so I mean, it's not like beating the guy's going to get you a title shot or anything, but
Right.
He's still incredibly tough and well-rounded. So, yeah, a good win.
I think it'll at least get him. And look, we have two people break their significant they beat their own record in significant strikes landed. Torres did it tonight, and Jose Aldo just did it. And where everybody was talking about, volume for Pedro, versus the volume for Jose Aldo, and Jose Aldo is going volume for volume with Pedro all night. He's looking really good. Very impressive. Wow. Holy moly. 40-9 in significant strikes in round 3.
Yeah, if the fight just ended for me, if Aldo doesn't win this fight, it would be an absolute robbery.
Oh,
he clearly won.
Yeah.
He clearly won the fight.
I would say 30-27 at the least.
Yeah. I would say 2 30-27s and 1 29-28.
Yeah, that sounds
that's probably what it's going to be.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But man, that was a fight. That was a great fight. Great back and forth brawl. Fight of the night for sure.
Oof. They're showing the replay right now of when Aldo dropped him with the leg kick, and then it followed up with the left hook and the right to the body, and it was impressive. I mean, they all landed flush.
Damn. he was putting that work.
Munoz has his hands raised like he thinks he won.
Dude, he better not win. Like, I gotta put this up a little bit because I need to hear this. Hold on, no. Let's put this up on my phone. But yeah, like I can't fathom how you come out of that fight thinking you won. But then again, we're not in there. We don't know, what's going through their minds. But you just look at their faces. You're like, did you win? I don't know if you won. I don't know if you won. Because like Jose looked like he just went for a jog. Well, my man Pedro looked like he got hit with a baseball bat.
Yeah, no doubt. Aldo, UD.
Really? All day. Let's go. Cash that. Plus 195 on that. Let's go. I needed that after a not so great call in Chiesa, but like I said, I can't fault Chiesa there. I'm still happy for the guy. I thought he looked tremendous, in that fight. I don't want to talk any ill will on any fighter, because I thought he did well.
Yeah, well, no doubt. I mean, I think a lot of people thought Chiesa was going to win that fight. So you're not alone, Garrett.
Yeah, nah. I know I'm gonna get some shit from my friend because he was giving me a ton of shit earlier. So, but that's what we do. We get a lot. We give banter back and forth. We talk crap back and forth. But it is what it is. We win, or we lose. It happens. It happens.
Hey, nobody can be perfect. You're bound to make some mistakes here and there.
That is
we all
true.
do.
That is true. I have gone perfect sometimes, but it's not very far in between. Yeah. Actually, I did go perfect on Bellator last week. UFC, not so much.
You did. You perfect for Bellator.
Yeah, I went 4 for 4 on Bellator.
Nice.
Yeah, but Bellator is arguably one of the easiest promotions to bet on.
You think it's just because of the matchmaking?
Yeah. It's so lopsided for the most part. Then you get some 50-50 fights like Emmanuel Sanchez versus Mads Burnell. I had Burnell in that fight. Sometimes you get close fights like that, and AJ McKee and Pitbull, and I had Pitbull in that. But majority of the time, I had Islam Magomedov. I thought that was I don't know how it was. People saw that Mamedov didn't win that fight.
Yeah.
Did you think Primus won that fight?
No. I thought Magomed won. I thought he won.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, going for the submissions and over and over and over again. Granted, I know he's fighting off his back, and Islam is more controlling, but Islam's in a controlling position, and he's riding it out for 3 full rounds almost. It's hard to not give him that fight.
Who do you expect to win between John Salter and Gegard Mousasi?
Mousasi.
You think it's going to be an easy one?
I feel Salter's going to give he's going to put up a better fight than I think he would if Gegard wasn't towards the tail end of his career. Because if we're talking Gegard a few years ago, I think Gegard would absolutely blow him out of the water. But now I feel like Salter's going to give him a little bit of run for his money, but I think Gegard still comes out on top. What do you think?
Well, I think I'm leaning towards that, but I hope you're wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I like John. I've interviewed him a bunch, and I think he's a great guy. He's a family man. Just a humble, old school kind of, workers mentality. I like him a lot. So I hope he wins, but it's a tough fight. I mean, Mousasi, it's Gegard Mousasi.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
and I feel like I know Salter's normally his strength is his grappling.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Gegard is good enough to be able to win those grappling exchanges. And on the feet, I feel like Gegard will win that fight kind of handily on the feet.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to argue with you there. I mean, Salter's course to victory is clearly the wrestling grappling to make it a dirty fight against the cage or on the ground. If it's on the feet, I don't think he has much of a chance either.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna have to do that for 25 minutes too. So, I mean, that's next week too, right? Next Friday.
Yeah. Yep.
It's gonna be a good fight, and then we have Rufian Stotts against Magomedov as well.
Yeah, it's a good card.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. I was looking forward to that fight the last card, but it got moved. I forgot why. There was actually some undisclosed reason as to why they kind of moved it. And Stotts was like, "What the fuck?" He was like, "Why are we moving it?" He had no clue, but I think that's gonna be a great fight. Who do you got in that one?
I don't think Stotts is gonna win. I think I'm leaning Magomedov.
Why?
Well, I just from what I've seen from him, I just feel like his strength and his overall wrestling grappling abilities are going to be the difference. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't seen enough of Stotts to really know a whole lot about his game, but I've been pretty impressive for what I've seen from Magomedov.
Yeah, I mean, Magomedov, he's tough. I mean, he went toe to toe with Peter Yan twice. Granted, I thought he lost both fights, but that's neither here nor there at this point. But yeah, I do think Stotts is the much better striker though of the two. Much more powerful, and I think Stotts looked really good in his last fight against I forgot his name, but he was a decent fighter, not terrible. He was a ranked fighter, decent grappler, decent wrestler, pretty good wrestler. And obviously not as good as a Dagestani Magomedov, but he showed Stotts showed takedown defense. So I thought that would look good there. If he can kind of apply the same amount of pressure he did in his last fight against Magomedov and doesn't let Magomedov dictate the pace of the fight, I think he can win. But if he lets Magomedov dictate the pace and control the center of the octagon, I think it's going to be a different type of fight.
Well, that's why I was saying about just like the grappling exchanges and the strength. I feel like that's going to be the difference. I feel like Magomedov is going to clinch up with him, and I feel like he's the stronger guy. I don't think he's going to stand and trade with him. So I think it's just going to be a clash of styles. I got to say, good Lord, they're showing the knockout of Curtis Blades again. Every time I see that, it's stomach turning. I mean, Derek Lewis has insane power.
That hurt my soul because I had the over 1.5 rounds and he just died like a minute before it. I'm like, that hurt. Don't get into gambling. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Here we go. Here comes Gone.
Yeah, I'm like 20 seconds behind you. I'm still waiting for these highlights to be over. It's gonna be a good fight, man. I'm definitely looking forward to this.
Trying to hear what song he's coming out to.
What is it?
He's a massive, massive man.
He's bigger than Lewis, which is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Like he's bigger than him. He's legit bigger than him. He's even got I don't know if he definitely, I think he's got a 1 inch reach disadvantage, but 1 inch, you're talking about Derek Lewis has an 81 inch reach. That means this man has an 80 inch reach. He's huge.
The crowd is letting him hear it. They
of course,
booing him like crazy right now.
And I think he knew that coming into this fight, that there's no way that anybody's going to be cheering for him in Houston, Texas.
No.
And to take that fight, though, and such crazy hostile territory is ballsy, to say the least.
I think a lot of fighters they feed off of that. You know what I mean? Like to go into someone's backyard and beat them. It makes them maybe dialed in even more so. And he might be one of those guys. He really could. You know what I mean? Like he seems like he's mentally very strong.
Right. I think he is. I really do. He's it's crazy that where he's at, he's got the second shortest time to a title shot beyond John Jones.
Yeah.
And
9-0.
he's just a physical specimen. And it's not like he got a title shot facing bums. No, he's beaten, the top
Oh
of
yeah.
the totem pole.
One of my all-time top 5 favorite mixed martial artists, Junior Dos Santos, knocked him out silly.
Right. And Lewis lost to him. You look at that. I mean, I know Lewis is definitely a different fighter since that fight, but I still can't get out of my head that he was gifted wins against Ilir Latifi and Blagoy Ivanov.
Yeah.
And his last 2 knockouts were to Curtis Blades, who's been knocked out before, and Alexei Hulanik, who gets knocked out by everybody.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, man.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, this, one punch can do it, especially in Houston. You got those fireworks, and, I believe it's definitely a possibility, but I think I give a knockout maybe a 10 to 15% chance of happening.
So where are you leaning right now? I mean, Derek Lewis is walking down to the octagon as we speak. Where are you leaning?
I have gone because I think his fight IQ is exceptional. I think he's obviously the much better mixed martial artist. He knows when to engage, when not to engage. I just think he's the real deal. I just feel like he's just going to be able to use his kicks to stay out of range because Lewis has no shot if he's just going to kick him all day.
Hey, got to say what's up to my buddy Craig Allen, Fight Night Picks. He's got gone all day.
Hey,
he knows what he's talking about. So he might be onto something right there.
That man knows what he's talking about. Great stuff over there, Fight Night Picks. Thank you so much for joining us during the fights, my man.
Absolutely.
But Derek Lewis, man, I love Derek Lewis. That dude can definitely do stand-up comedy if he ever wanted to. Like he's so witty with everything he says. He just comes right off like it's nothing.
He's pretty charismatic. That's for damn sure. So he's one of those guys that, I mean, he's a fan favorite for a reason, and a lot of it's what comes out of his mouth.
Really, like the part of my French.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how do you even remotely think of that? Just right off the top of your head, just like, all right, well, part of my French. Well, fuck you and fuck you. This is gonna be good though. I'm looking forward to this fight. But yeah, as far as this stylistic, matchup goes, it's if God just doesn't engage in the pocket, he should just run circles around Lewis for 25 minutes. And having the opportunity to go 25 minutes twice in his last 2 fights gives Gane a ton of advantage. Especially since Lewis has never gone 25 minutes, ever.
Well, what do you think the chances are of Lewis getting knocked out? I mean, everyone talks about his only chance to beat Gane is to knock him out. What do you think the chances are that Gane's going to be able to finish him?
I think there's a good chance towards the later portions of the round for, rounds 4 and 5, where Lewis has only been in the 4th round once. He's never been in a 5th round ever. So we don't know what his card is going to be like. Could it be great? Yeah, of course. Especially if Gane is not engaging, is not pushing him against the fence, is not making him work. But, if he makes Lewis chase him, really come forward and start throwing heavy shots. Yeah, I think Gane can probably knock him out if he overextends for that right hand toward the later portions of the fight.
Boy, the crowd is on their feet right now.
Bro, I can only imagine how amazing it might be. It must be being there during this fight. Like I'm sure the crowd is going absolutely bananas. It's Derek Lewis in his hometown of Houston, Texas. Man, it's gonna be good. And this should have been, Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou too.
So Gane has a 2-inch reach, 81 to Lewis's 79.
That's crazy.
Gane weighed in at 247, Lewis 264.5. So he's got the significant weight advantage, and Gane is an inch taller and 5 years Lewis's junior. So interesting tail of the tape right there.
And we forget that that Gane was a Muay Thai kickboxing champion too.
Yeah. And he's a physical specimen. He really is.
He really is. It's crazy. He's chiseled up as well. But you know, we say all these positive things one way. It only takes that one punch. You know, I was on the wrong end of the Volkov knockout as well. So we'll see how that goes. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm like, all you gotta do is run. Why did you not run? Run away. I'm like, run away. Just don't get hit. And 10 seconds left. He just absolutely deads the man. I'm like, sigh. I'm like, that sounds about right.
Man, I love it when Bruce Buffer gets in the middle of the cage and starts jumping around, and it brings me right back to when I was just a young kid, like watching the sport, getting goosebumps when the main event would start.
Oh, absolutely, man. I remember, you know, when I was getting older, I was able to go to like Hooters and that and start watching it there. Everybody's just going nuts. Everybody's wearing back in the day, their tap out t-shirt.
Yeah.
Man, I had like a whole closet of tap out back then. That was a thing to wear.
I still got a couple of them. They're in a bin down in my cellar, though. I got a Chael Sonnen tap out t-shirt that I used to rock a lot.
Man, you got to throw that on the fight companion one time.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
You got to break it out.
I love me some Chael.
Man, Chael's so fucking funny. That dude is so funny.
He's the man. Absolute man.
He was talking about his time when he met Anderson Silva for the first time, and how he got his job on ESPN was because he was I think he was at a bar after the face-offs. He had Anderson Silva put his arm around him, and he told the guy next to him at the bar, he's like, smell this on my shirt. And he's like, you smell that? He's like, yeah, it smells good. He's like, yeah, that's Anderson Silva. And he's like, what? And then he told him the whole story, you know, at the weigh-ins and whatnot. And then eventually the guy gave him his card. He's like, I work for ESPN. You should give us a call sometime. Maybe we could, we'll do some work. And then look at that. He got a job.
Yeah. And he's amazing behind the mic. He
really is
so charismatic.
Like ESPN could have hired a better person to talk about MMA. Really. Oh man, let's go. I'm ready for this.
Knockout King tatted on his chest with a huge crown right underneath of that.
That's scary. Derek Lewis is one of the scariest dudes ever.
Yeah. Well, it's terrifying after he wins when he drops down to the ground and slams it with the double fist and then sticks his tongue out like he's licking the mat or something. Like there's something just very animalistic about that.
Well, I mean, he is a black beast. That's for sure.
Oof. Oof, here we go.
I know I'm definitely like 25 seconds behind you, so hopefully no one dies already. Because I know it only takes one punch from one of these two to put each other out.
Yeah, well, if that happens, I'll do my best not to give it away, I guess.
Nah, man. You know, if you yell, I totally understand.
Gane is taking the center of the octagon right now. Just tries to throw a little kick just to back Lewis up, but they're just kind of measuring each other right now. No one's even thrown a punch just yet. We're about 30 seconds in. Ooh, Derek Lewis threw a big high kick and he slipped, and then Gane followed up with a big right hand.
Oh shit. We're getting after it, big boys. We're getting after it. These guys are huge. And I never thought we'd see somebody much not much bigger, but bigger than Derek Lewis.
Yeah, definitely two different body types. You know, I mean, they're both massive men, but Gane just is carved out of stone, and Lewis definitely has some more meat to him for sure.
Yeah, and that's why he got all that power. He's got so much power. I feel like Lewis is trying to bait him in to come in range, and I feel Gon needs to just keep peppering him with kicks, stay on the outside, because he can win literally just by kicking him all day. He doesn't need a punch at all.
Yeah, he just landed 3 kicks to the upper thigh, but they were so light it was almost like they're just trying to kind of get his attention. But Gon's doing a great job of bouncing around. He's moving really well, kind of changing up his stances. And right now you got Lewis moving forward, and every time he does, Gon just like throws a really well timed kick, just not even necessarily to hurt him, just to kind of keep him at bay, which
Right.
is doing a really good job with that distance control, which he obviously he's known for.
Right. And the thing is, it's extremely hard for Lewis to ever game plan against somebody like Gon. There's not a single heavyweight on this planet that can imitate the type of striking that Gon possesses.
Yeah.
Like, it's so unorthodox, and it's hard to replicate because he's so athletic, he's super powerful, he's super technical, and like we said, he only 9 fights in, and look how good he is.
Well, he's definitely winning this first round so far. We're 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Gon is leading the dance, I guess you could say.
Right. And we're pretty much gonna. I would say everybody's expecting that until he's not, and
Lewis is he's just waiting, just
right.
timing him. Just he wants to land that big bomb. You could tell he doesn't want to exert a whole lot of energy. He wants to stay fresh to keep that power so you can land that big power shot. Oh,
right. He's waiting and baiting him to come in, and once he comes in, lands that overhand right, and hopefully it just puts him down. But now he's trying to chase him a little bit.
Oh, nut shot. Lewis hit Gon below the belt, and it looks like he's fine, but he's wincing a little bit. I don't think he's going to take the full 5. Looks like he's almost ready to go. That definitely was a nut shot.
At the 150 mark, Lewis has not landed a single strike. That's crazy.
Mergliata saying, "I know he's tall, but you got to keep the keep the kicks a little bit higher."
Yeah, he pretty much got a little bit of a toe right into the groin area.
Yeah.
And mind you, that hurts. And we were talking about a big boy barreling down with those kicks.
Ooh, Lewis comes forward right now and tried to land one. Gon tied him up, pushed him off, and then landed a leg kick. And now he landed a low kick to the right leg, or to the left leg.
He mixes it up so well.
He does. He really does.
It's hard to know where he's coming, what angle, what he's gonna throw.
Oh, Lewis just missed. There was a little scramble there, and Gon went running and got back to the center of the cage. He got out of the way quick.
Like we've been saying, it only takes one, because Gon has never ever felt the power that Lewis possesses. Oh wow, that was like some Matrix type stuff I just saw.
Yeah. Ooh, oh, Gon just landed a big shot behind Lewis's ear and followed up with a lower leg kick and landed a big jab. Now Lewis is saying that he got poked in the eye, but the ref's not buying it.
Yeah, I'm at 40 seconds, so I'm sure it's coming up.
Yeah, you're 30 seconds behind me.
Damn it. He's looking good. Gon's bouncing around. He's looking good.
Yeah, Lewis is complaining about the eye poke. Let's see. No, it was just a punch.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I just saw it. It's definitely a punch. It was like he got pretty much like a knuckle in his eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely Gon's round. He was impressive.
100%.
Like I know it's not like super dominant. Oh my god, but I mean like he's doing what he needs to do to win. Like you don't want to go, and brawl it out, with one of the dangerous heavyweight, knockout artists in the world.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it looks like Gon is going to keep this fight technical, which is clearly the safest way for him to win this fight. So it's really going to be up to Lewis to find a way to make this a dirty fight, because that's his only way to win. He's got to make this into a dogfight.
He has to chase him because if he lets God dictate the center and push him back, he's not going to land the shot. He has to go forward. He has to chase him. He's got to cut off the cage somehow. Because letting him just dictate the center, he's going to be able to kick him all day, stay at range, pop a jab.
Gon's landing some really nice jabs. Lewis just came forward with this crazy flying left-handed kick. Oh, but he just landed a big right kick right there. That was a good, nice, hard lower leg right kick from Derek Lewis.
He's elevated his kicking game a lot over the years. He's becoming a big, kicker, in recent years. And he's got some really nasty power in his legs. Oh, yes, that was that switch kick, that jumping switch kick. That was nice. Yeah. That calf kick definitely hurt him a little bit. Made him switch stance for a bit. Very technical, and that's not what Lewis wants. Lewis does not want a technical fight. He's not the most technical striker there is.
Geez, now Gon was complaining about an eye poke, and Lewis is shaking his head like, "What are you talking about?"
Did they stop it?
Ooh, no. That was an interesting exchange. Lewis tried to land a big shot. They clinched up, and Gon actually threw Lewis against the cage. And right now they're back in the center of the octagon. Ooh.
It's crazy. Gon's looking very fluid. Yeah, I saw the grappling exchange, but Gon's looking good. He's looking very good.
But I think that's why he was the heavy favorite. Everyone was expecting him to kind of lead the dance here, and he's the more technical fighter. He's got the better skill set, but Lewis just hasn't been able to even really come close to landing like a big signature bomb just yet. And you got to tip your cap to Gon. Like it's because of his game plan. It's because of him sticking to it and not allowing Lewis to have those chances to land his power shots.
Right. And it takes a very disciplined fighter to stick to a game plan. And that's why Gon is so good, is because he's been able to do that. I mean, he did that in his last two fights as well. He stuck to his game plan. He went in there and he knew he was a superior striker, and he outstruck his his opponent for 25 minutes. Like he had 50 minutes of cage time, which is absurd. You don't get that at 9-0. Having over 50 minutes of cage time is insane at 9-0, and just the last two fights alone.
Yeah, Gon looks really, really good right now. He just landed another big leg kick, followed up with a jab. I mean, right now it looks like Lewis doesn't really know what to do to kind of get inside.
He doesn't. He doesn't know where Gon is coming from, what angles he's coming from. He can't go forward because he's overextending himself. He can't cut the cage off, and letting him dictate the pace. He doesn't know what he's gonna throw. Whether it's a leg kick, whether it's a jab, whether it's a right hand, or it's a head kick. He's got too many tools in the toolbox.
Oh man, Lewis just missed right there. That was as close as he's been all fight long to landing the bomb. Literally just missed.
I'm wondering if he lands a flush shot, does it put him out? You know?
Well, definitely, I would imagine would stun him. There's no doubt about that.
I think so too. Damn, nice little elbow off the break. Oof. Khan's throwing some heat now.
All right, that's the end of the second round.
So we definitely got gone up 2-0.
Yep, for sure.
Let's just get through half this round so I can cash my over 2.5 round bet. And then let's have Gon win the rest of the fight so I can cash that parlay with Fazeev and him.
How many bets did you throw down?
I think I had a lot for this card. I think I had like at least 10 total. Oh, I kind of spread it out a little bit. My biggest bet was Miles Johns, but then I lost majority of it back on Chiesa, unfortunately. But then the decision prop on Jose Aldo helped a lot to soften that blow. I got pretty much all of the money I lost on Chiesa back with that Jose Aldo by decision prop at plus 195.
Gotcha.
So I definitely needed that in a big way, and I need this over 2.5 rounds and Gon to win to at least salvage some profit on the night. If I get those, I think I get at least like 3, 4, maybe 5 units of profit.
Nice.
But yeah, it's gambling's a grind, especially in a sport that's very unpredictable. You can do endless amounts of tape. You can listen to interviews. You can at the end of the day, you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Huge leg kick by Gon. Lewis just eats these kicks. It's like it doesn't even affect him.
I mean, look at his legs though.
Yeah, like tree trunks.
Seriously, I feel like he doesn't even need to condition them. They're just like, he's like, all right, I'm good. Let's go.
Man, another leg kick. They're really landing flush too. They're like the perfect kick, like right behind, like above the knee, behind. Right. Oh God, he did it again.
I feel like he's gonna take him down with those leg kicks at one point.
Jeez, it wouldn't surprise me. He keeps on doing it to the lead leg.
It's perfectly placed too, like you said, right behind the knee. A lot of people thinking, oh, you want to do the thunderous calf kick. No, you need it right behind the knee. That's where the nerve is.
Yeah.
That's where you get rid of the leg. That's what we saw earlier with Miles Johns and Dos Santos. He was hitting it. Ooh, he keeps hammering it.
He did it again too.
I think he knows. He knows that's a way to slow him down from coming forward.
Oh, for sure.
He can't plant on that and load up on that right hand. He's eventually going to have to change stances. You see Lewis trying to come forward now, though.
He's trying, but Gon's doing a really good job right now of controlling the center and keeping Lewis on his back feet. He just came forward and missed with a huge elbow, and now Lewis has him locked up against the cage, and then Gon turned him around. Didn't really have him locked up too great. It was actually he was just kind of hugging him. Right now they're showing the head, body, leg strikes. Gon 16, 10, 36. Lewis 1, 1, 1.
Wow. You're landing 3 strikes in 3 rounds?
I think this was the this round that they were showing. It was for the third round.
Wait, no, he didn't land. He landed that many. No, really?
I think so. I think so.
Wow. He ran 36. Wait, how many leg kicks?
No. It was like 16 or something like that.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Ooh.
No,
Lewis. Lewis
That's
is hurt.
total.
Lewis
Really?
is hurt. Yeah, I think this is it. He's landing some big shots right now. Hurt him with an uppercut. He's got Lewis up against the fence right now. It looks like he might be surviving. Oh, he just landed another big uppercut. Oh, now Lewis is no, he dropped him. Lewis is dropped now. Gane just landed a knee. I think that's it. The referee's going to step in if Lewis doesn't do something right now. Gane is throwing heat. Lewis survives it. Holy smokes. And right now, Lewis lost his mouthpiece, so the ref steps in to give him his mouthpiece back.
Are you serious? During the exchanges?
Oh, they were separated. Now Lewis is swinging for the fences. Gane is looking super composed right now. Landed a nice jab. Lewis is complaining about his eye being poked again. Now he's down to the ground. Gane's on his back and he's hammer fisting him. This is it. The ref stopped it. Gane wins. Third round.
Third round TKO. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Wow.
Let's go. And guess what? I hit the over 2.5 rounds. and we get Gane. Let's go, baby. A double.
So this is the question for me now here moving forward. So now you have Gane as the interim heavyweight champion. Okay, Francis Ngannou is waiting in the wings to unify this.
Right.
Is Cyril Gane, is he the guy with the right recipe to beat Francis Ngannou?
Absolutely. You just saw it right there. Did Francis Ngannou get more technical than, in his last fight? I don't know. I guess a little bit more, but is he as technical as what we just saw right there? No fucking way. He's nowhere near the level of a striker that Gane is. Like, not even close.
I do think it's safe to say that Ngannou has, I guess, more of that, one shot put you out power than maybe anybody, right?
Yes.
So, and I feel like
I think he's more technical than Lewis.
Right. And I feel like his octagon control and how he can kind of dictate where the fight goes might put Gane on his back foot and make it interesting. So
right. I do agree there 100%. 100%.
That's what's really intriguing for me. But, looking at the way that this fight played out, I can see why Gane was such a significant favorite. I mean, he dominated this fight. He won every second of every round. This was a shutout. This was a complete shutout.
It wasn't even close. Like, it wasn't remotely close. It was not a close fight at all. And he wasn't even like close to getting a to landing a shot, landing a big shot too. Like, that's how good he was. But like you said, I do see Francis posing a much bigger threat than Lewis. I feel like he will come forward, like you said. I don't think Francis is gonna walk backwards wait like Lewis does. I feel like Eric Nixick is gonna give out a much better game plan than Lewis did, which was pretty much just wait for him to come at you, throw a big right hand, and just hope for the best.
Yeah. And well, Dana White's putting the strap around his waist right now, and we got ourselves a huge heavyweight bout down the line, a unification bout. Cyril Gane, Francis Ngannou, and DC's now doing the post-fight interview.
And he used to former training partners too. Oh man, I needed that end of that fight, man. And mind you, the over 1.5 just hit it for me. Ooh wee.
Shoot, man. Well, this was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, man.
Hopefully the next time we can get some better connections with Terrance, and Brady's was pretty good most of the time.
Right. I know it's definitely tough considering some people are out and about watching the fights, whatever the case may be. But I thought this went well. I think we had a lot of fun. We were breaking down these fights, giving out some bets, talking to some fighters. We're gonna do this again sometime. Definitely next month. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it every single month moving forward. We'll get some great guests for you guys, bringing you some good content moving forward.
100%, man. I'm looking forward to the next time. Enjoyed being on here with you, and we'll have to link up here again soon and zero in on what card we'll do this again for next.
Absolutely, man. So before we go, you got to shout out your social media so everybody starts following you, my man.
Well, the social media form that I'm trying to promote the most is my YouTube channel, Ryan Jarrell Sports. I'm trying to grow that as much as I can. You can follow me on Instagram, son of Jarrell 20. It's spelled SON of, and then my last name right there, JARRELL 20. Follow me there. And yeah, you can find me on Facebook at my full name, Ryan Charles Jarrell, or Between Rounds Radio. That's my baby, where I started doing my podcast at. So I post all my interviews and everything there too. So you can check me out there.
Absolutely, guys. You guys know where to check him out. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. Go give him a follow as well. You guys know where to find me at Fight Analyst LLC on Twitter, the Fight Analyst LLC on Instagram, and the Fight Analyst on Facebook. And guys, head over to thefightanalyst.com. We got more money to be made next week. Bellator coming up. PFL is finally back in action. Looking forward to that. We got 3 full weeks of PFL coming up. So yeah, let's get this money. We'll see you guys later. You guys have a great night. Adios. Thank you so much for showing up. Peace.